Well, I'll have you know I am eating bootleg chicken and waffles for lunch, so.
I hope there's no dark forces around here. Wow, I love EULA, thanks Disney. Happy Thursday to all lesbians.
Thanks.
anti-loping look. Betty. Hello, Holly. What is the hat?
Oh, I love the way the TTS said that. Well, I just happen to be eating some potatoes right now.
This song is too damn long. I'm gonna play this one instead. Yeah.
The Walt Disney Company. Terms of use. English. Disney Terms of Use. Canada. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Terms of Use. Canada. Last updated April 14th, 2020. Disney DTC LLC and or its affiliates and subsidiaries, collectively Disney, we or us, are pleased to provide to you certain websites, software, applications, content, products, and services. Disney products and products, which may be branded Disney, ABC, ESPN, Marvel, Pixar,
Lucasfilm.
FX, Fox Searchlight, 20th Century Fox, National Geographic, or any other brand owned or licensed by Disney.
Please read these terms carefully before using the Disney products. These terms govern your use of all of the Disney products. By using the Disney products, you agree to be bound by these terms!
This bit's not applicable to Quebec consumers, so I don't have to read it. Table of contents. 1. These terms of use are a contract between you and us. 2. License grant and restrictions. 3. Usage rules. 4. Paid transactions. Quebec is free? Oh, no. This is just saying that Quebec isn't held to the same law of, like, taking Disney to court, which is, I don't know enough about, Quebec judicial practices in small claims court to know if that's good or bad. But it's definitely not that it's free. 4. Paid transactions. 5. Contests and promotions. 6. Disclaimers and limitation on liability. 7. Submissions, user-generated content, DMCA takedown notices. Here I am sitting here hoping one of those doesn't happen to my stream. 8.
Binding arbitration and class action waiver!
9. Additional provisions. Number 1. These terms of use are a contract between you and us. A. Binding contract. This would be the funniest stream to be taken down, to be fair. Okay, I will admit, I will say, if my entire career and, like, way of making money is jeopardized because I was reading Mickey Mouse's general boilerplate terms of service, it would be a little funny. It would be a little funny. Not terribly funny, but at least a little funny. A. Binding contract. These terms of use, or agreement, are a contract between you and Disney DTC LLC as a Delaware limited liability company doing business at 500 South Buena Vista Street, Burbank, California, 91521 USA, and its affiliates and subsidiaries. Other than as expressly stated herein, there are no third-party beneficiaries of this contract. Yeah, like, it'd be funny in a cosmic way, in like a karmic way. Not in many other ways, but... Why is Disney in Delaware? I don't know, why aren't you in Delaware? B. Agreement. You represent to Disney that you have read, understood, and expressly consent and agree to be bound by this agreement, and the terms, conditions, and notices contained or referenced herein, whether you have created a Disney account and agreed to this agreement at the time you created the account, or whether you simply browse, use, or access a Disney product offered directly by Disney or through a third party, and agree to this agreement when you browse, use, or access any aspect of the Disney product. If you do not agree to the agreement, you may not use the Disney products. You are not allowed to play a DOS game from 1995 unless you agree to Mickey Mouse's terms and conditions that may apply. It's not allowed. That shareware disc you got from your dad's friend in, like, you know, late 1999, early 2000, you chuck that shit in the garbage, or they're sending the mouse cops after you. C. Supplemental terms. This agreement governs the Disney products in general. This is really fucking funny music. More specific and/or supplemental terms and conditions may apply to some products, including but not limited to a particular contest or promotion, software, application, promotional code, service, or other activity. Is this the whole stream? Oh, you must be new here, huh? Is this music from Dark Forces? Yes, it is. And for people who were sitting and wondering, when Holly said she'd be doing Dark Forces, is this all she meant? No. I'm actually going to play Star Wars Dark Forces. Not today. Probably not next week, but hopefully soon. I'm actually going to play it. But you do need to read the terms and conditions first. Availability of certain merchandise, content, programs, or other activities. Conditions or other limitations to the Disney products for users under certain ages. And/or specific terms or restrictions that may accompany certain territories, programs, content, products, websites, applications, or other software. Any supplemental terms and conditions are in addition to this agreement, and, in the event of a conflict, the supplemental terms will prevail over this agreement. If there are other terms, they matter more. Holly, you are going insane? What makes you say that? I regularly sit down and read things on my stream. This is normal. If you're the one being like, oh my god, you're losing it, you're breaking down because I'm doing the thing I normally do, I don't know what to tell you. Where the fuck was I? I lost my place. Oh, here it is. If you do not agree to the applicable supplemental terms and conditions disclosed, you may not use the Disney product. If at any time we tell you, no, there's new terms, and you don't agree to them, get fucked. That's a Disney fact. D. Amendments. We may need to make changes to any portion of this agreement from time to time. And for many reasons, including to reflect updates to the Disney products or changes in law. If we make a material change to this agreement, it will be effective 30 days following either our dispatch of a notice to you or our posting of the amended agreement through the Disney products, the third party that makes Disney products available to you, or at DisneyTermsOfUse.com, which I almost misread as DisneyMysteryMouse.com, which is a much more fun document than this one, I assume. Also a document that doesn't exist, which again, makes it much more fun than this one. Did Disney slap a EULA on a DOS game? Yes! It's not specifically a Star Wars Dark Forces EULA. It is a generic, boilerplate, catch-all, Disney products and services, terms of use, because Disney now owns Star Wars, which means they need to enforce their copyright on all products that fall under that umbrella, including a fucking DOS game from 1995. You are responsible for periodically reviewing this agreement for updates and amendments. Where required by law, we will dispatch a notice setting out the new clause, or the modified clause and how it read formerly, and the date on which the change will come into effect. Thank you, Asterisk Inc. for the resub. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. I forgot to thank the subs today. Thank you, Asterisk Inc. for the 29 months. Thank you, Big Boy Big for the 26 months. Thank you, It's Pee Pants for the 30 months. Thank you, Jenny Bodied for the 37 months. Thank you, Dwemer Draconic for the 30 months. Battle Axe Proficiency for 27 months. Crunch Bogus for 25. Net Buffoon for 23. Strawberry for 8 months. Jagged 203 for 17 months. The Gay Avery for 36 months. Thank you all very much. They literally announced, basically minutes before I went live, that they're making changes to the Twitch Partner Program, where, I'm technically eligible by the new terms to get a fucking 70-30 cut of subscription money instead of 50-50. In October. So, eventually, Twitch is finally fucking paying me more money. By which I mean Twitch is finally paying me more of the money that you're paying. So that's cool. I feel a little bit less sour now about being like, hey, if you want to support the stream, you can subscribe. Which is nice, especially after they fucking started paying me and everyone else less for the fucking ad service thing. So, hey. That's cool. That's cool. Anyways. Sorry, I took a brief detour to mention some good legalese. It's back to bad legalese. By continuing to use the Disney products, you will be deemed to have agreed to and accepted any amendments. If you do not agree to any change to this agreement, you must discontinue using the Disney products. Where required by law, you may refuse the modification and cancel the Disney products without cost, penalty, cancellation fee, or cancellation indemnity by providing us with notice to that effect no later than 30 days after the modification comes into force.
The Force! Oh!
If the change results in increased obligations to you or a reduction of obligations on us. Our customer service representatives are not authorized to modify any provisions of this agreement, either verbally or in writing. Glad they walked back those insane terms they had on the last EULA stream. They only kind of did, sort of. And it was more that they clarified things, so that the terms they introduced weren't, like, outright banning things that, you know, charity streams and fighting game tournaments need to baseline survive on the platform. And also, the subscriber cut is completely unrelated to that. That's a different thing that people were mad about. Twitch, huh? I do still have to read the Twitch terms of service. Maybe we get to that today if I have the energy. We'll see. We'll see. You did pay me $200 to read the Twitch terms of service, so we're gonna do that eventually. Where was I? I finished reading amendments, right. Okay. E. Accounts. Some Disney products permit or require you to create an account to participate or to secure additional benefits. I love the wording of secure additional benefits. It sounds like you're doing a video game side quest, or like you're getting a fucking notification from your RTS advisor like, you need to acquire additional benefits to build this unit. You agree that any information you provide and maintain is accurate, current, and complete, including your contact information for notices and other communications from us.
And your payment information.
You will give Disney your money. You will not give Disney not your money. You agree not to impersonate or misrepresent your affiliation with any person or entity, including another person's username, password, or other account information, or another person's name or likeness, or provide false details for a parent or guardian. You heard it here first. Account sharing is literally just as bad as identity theft. It's literally equally as bad of a crime in the eyes of the Disney terms of use. You agree that we may take steps to verify the accuracy of information you provide, including contact information for a parent or guardian. Think of it this way. Every time you share your account, Mickey Mouse gets really sad and he cries. You wouldn't want Mickey Mouse to cry, would you? Also, be right back really quick. I gotta text my sister about her Netflix information so I can watch something tonight. F. Passwords and security. You agree that you will not share your account or account information with others. You are responsible for taking reasonable steps to maintain the confidentiality of your username and password, and you are responsible for all activities under your account that you can reasonably control. You agree to promptly notify us of any unauthorized use of your username, password, or other account information, or of any other breach of security that you become aware of involving your account or the Disney products. This has a EULA It's a Doom clone, so two things, technically. One, I think Dark Forces predates Doom. It's not a clone, they just came out around the same time, the same era, did a lot of things similarly. Which is a common misconception that's, like, not quite correct, but is, like, they're similar enough that it's basically correct, even if it's wrong. Number 2, this is the part that I'm probably gonna have to keep repeating, but I love to keep repeating it because it's so fucking funny. Yes, this DOS game from 1995 has a EULA. Oh, so Doom was 93 and Dark Forces was 95. Okay. I remember hearing something about how, like, they were developed more or less independently, and so, like, the common heritage is, like, just because of other games that came before that were kind of like that and stuff like that. And also, like, they have their own, like, custom-made engine kind of thing. Anyways, the thing that I love to keep repeating, yes, this game has a EULA. It's not a Dark Forces specific EULA, it's a generic boilerplate catch-all Disney terms of use, because Disney owns Star Wars. Because they own Star Wars, they have to aggressively, you know, maintain and enforce their copyright on all products related to the copyright that they own, because they're Disney. Which means, that's right, this old game from 1995 has terms of services now. Legal 2020 era terms of services that aren't just like, you own a copy of this game and you don't own the game itself or whatever kind of thing. Like, man, capitalism, huh? Electronic notice. You consent to receive notices, including agreements, disclosures, and other communications, electronically from us at the same email address you've provided. You agree that these electronic notices satisfy any legal requirements, that such communications be in writing. If you didn't check your email, too bad. H. Termination or suspension. We may terminate or suspend your account to any Disney products, and or terminate this agreement subject to the survival of terms as provided below. If required by law, or if we have objective reason to believe you have used the Disney products in violation of any provision of this agreement, or any supplemental terms, and or if you engage in or encourage infringement or any other illegal conduct as it relates to your use of the Disney products. We here at twitch.tv/hollow_tones would never promote doing anything illegal that's simply weird or crappy. I can't keep a fucking straight face saying that. Number 2. License grant and restrictions. You need a Disney account to play this? No. Again, this is a generic Disney terms of service. You don't need to make a Disney account to play the fucking DOS game, but because they own Star Wars, you're still bound by the terms of service to whatever extent they apply.
Safe. Good.
Thank you, Juniper Guitari, for the 37 months. Right, it is completely a boilerplate one. It is not at all like, no, this is unique to this game, which a lot of companies don't really do. A lot of companies will just have, hey, here's the boilerplate. It mentions literally all possible scenarios we can think of, even if they don't apply to this game. So you're just bound to the ones that apply, and if we need to add more, then we'll make a separate one, but usually they don't have to, because it turns out the people with a lot of money have pretty decent lawyers. So they can get this figured out. The Disney products, including but not limited to movies, television shows, entertainment or informational programming, trailers, bonus material, scripts, code, images, and artwork, are our copyrighted, patented, or trademarked property, or the copyrighted, patented, and trademarked property of our licensors, and all copyrights, trademarks, service marks, trade names, trade dress, patents, and other intellectual property rights in the Disney product are owned by us or our licensors who may be third-party beneficiaries of this contract, and protected by the copyright, trademark, patent, and other laws of the United States and international treaties. A. Consumer license. If a Disney product, or third party providing Disney products subjected to this agreement, is configured to enable the use of software, content, virtual items, or other materials owned or licensed by us, We grant you a limited, non-exclusive, non-sub-licensable, non-transferable license to access and use in Canada such software, content, virtual item, or other material for your personal, non-commercial use only for as long as that Disney product is made available to you by us or any authorized third party, and only in accordance with this agreement and/or the specific terms that apply to that Disney product, with no right to reproduce, distribute, communicate to the public, make available to the public, or transform any Disney product in any media format or channel now known or hereafter devised, except as may be expressly described or contemplated within the Disney product permitted under applicable law. Is this only the Canadian EULA? Yeah, I fucking live in Canada. I'm not gonna read the legal rights that don't apply to me. You read that shit yourself. If you want, I guess. The thing about EULAs is that in certain ways, some of this is kind of, in some ways, unenforceable, but they'll still try, you know? You cannot transform Mickey Mouse. Right, you are not legally allowed to take Mickey Mouse and make a change in his DNA. They do specifically, because I imagine there's probably some people listening to this and thinking, oh shit, what about, like, game mods? Are those, like, illegal according to this? There is specifically a section later about user-generated content, which I'm assuming is, like, a catch-all. You're allowed to make game mods. You can't claim you own the video game. You can't sell them. You can't package the game with them, kind of things. And also, I will note, it does mention the whole, like, yeah, non-commercial use only, which you might sit here and think, does that mean streaming is illegal? No, streaming is technically non-commercial unless you're telling people they have to pay to watch it. In which case, that's, I think, technically a no-no. I think is how that goes. I'm not a lawyer, don't quote me, do not turn to me for strict legal advice. If you get in legal hot water, I can't help you. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am lying, unless it's funny, then I'm joking. At least Disney has a better understanding of this stuff than some companies. God, yeah, you would be fucking surprised. There are literally some companies out there that try and make stuff like, streaming or screen sharing technically against their terms of service type of thing, which is, very, very funny to me. Not even just as someone who does this, but, like, just in general. What's next? You can't go to your fucking friend's house and watch them play it on the couch? You didn't technically buy it. You're not allowed. Wasn't there a whole thing about Persona 5 streaming? Yes, I remember no details about it. I just remember something. And I know there's some games which are like, which I completely get, because it was, like, specifically the case of, some, like, narrative indie games, like, the one that comes to mind is Subsurface Circular, which is made by BitHell, I think, which was like, hey, this is a narrative game. If you play this video game and you stream it, please don't stream past, like, the first chapter or two, kind of thing, which is like, yeah, I get that. You're, like, a small independent person. You want people to actually, you know, buy your thing and experience it instead of just, like, going on fucking YouTube or whatever, and then you have trouble making rent or whatever. I kind of get that, to an extent. There's a difference between that and, you know, like, fucking Ubisoft or Nintendo or Disney being like,
you're not allowed to show anyone this game. They can't know.
Kind of thing, you know? Where was I? Here, I think. Yes. This is a license agreement, and not an agreement for sale or assignment of any rights in the Disney products, except as we specifically agree in writing. No element of the Disney products may be used or exploited in any way other than as part of the authorized product made available to you. You may own the physical media on which elements of the Disney products are made available to you, but we retain full and complete ownership of the Disney intellectual property. Okay, I do actually really like the way this is written, Which is a really fucking funny thing to say about a Disney EULA. But so many times when I've read like a EULA for a game or something, and they talk about how you don't own the video game, we are giving you a license to the video game, I see some people being like, what the fuck? Does that mean you don't technically own the video game that you bought and paid for? And it means you own the copy of the video game that you have purchased. You do not own legal rights to the code and the effort that made the video game. Like, you are given a copy of Super Mario Bros. Buying Super Mario Bros. Does not give you the legal rights to Mario as a character, kind of thing, is what that means. You own the disc. You have a license to play the disc and experience the contents of the disc. You are not a Disney shareholder who owns the rights to Star Wars, is what that's saying. Which, yeah, that's obvious. But they also have to put it in writing. We do not transfer title to any portion of the Disney websites, software, applications, content, virtual items, or other materials and/or services to you. Likewise, the purchase of a license to use any Disney product does not create an ownership interest in the Disney websites, again. Software, applications, content, virtual items, or other materials and/or services. B. Restrictions. That song just fucking ended abruptly, okay. B. Restrictions on your use of Disney's products. You agree that as a condition of your license, excuse me. Thank you, Healing Mind, for the 23-month resub.
Buying brothers so I can be the sole champion.
You will be hooked on the brothers. You will be hooked into the brothers' multi-level marketing scheme. There's no way out. You are now a major stakeholder in the brothers. Good fucking luck. We know they gotta do this because recently 2 NFT chuds bought an old Dune copy and actually thought they had commercial rights to Dune. Yep. Unless you put this in as clear writing as possible, people will do weird shit about it. And I mean, you know, the fucking... The powers of copyright law and, like, the importance or lack thereof of copyright law is a completely different conversation. I'm not about to get into that. I don't know enough about fucking copyright law to have much of a nuanced opinion on it, other than, I think corporations are bad, but there's certainly precedence for why they have these statements, and why and how people try and get through loopholes involving them. You agree that as a condition of your license, you will not 1. Circumvent or disable any content protection system or digital rights management technology used in connection with the Disney products. 2. Copy the Disney product, except as expressly permitted by us or under applicable law. 3. Rebroadcast, transmit, or perform the Disney product. 4. Create derivative works of the Disney product or any part thereof, except as and only to the extent as permitted by applicable law. See, that part's important, because, again, there's precedent for things like fan works being allowed. 5. Move, decompile, reverse engineer, disassemble, or otherwise reduce the human-readable form the Disney products and/or the video player's underlying technology, and any digital rights management mechanism, device, or other content protection or access control measure incorporated into the video players. 6. Modify the Disney products, including but not limited to, by removing identification, copyright, or other proprietary notices from the Disney products, or by framing, mirroring, or utilizing similar techniques. 7. Access or use the Disney products in a manner that suggests an association with our products, services, or brands. I can't be out here playing Star Wars Dark Forces and being like, this stream is sponsored by Disney. This stream is brought to you by Disney. I am being paid by Disney. My dad is Walt Disney. I can't do that. That's illegal. My mom is George Lucas and my dad is Walt Disney. 8. Use the Disney products for any commercial or business-related use, or build a business utilizing the products, whether or not for profit. 9. Bypass, modify, defeat? You cannot defeat Mickey Mouse! Tamper with or circumvent any of the functions or protections of the Disney products. 10. Access, monitor, or copy, or permit another person or entity to access, monitor, or copy any elements of the Disney products using a robot, spider, scraper, or other automated means or manual process without our express written permission. 11. Disable, damage, overburden, or impair the Disney products. 12. Use the Disney products in any unlawful manner for any unlawful purpose or in any manner inconsistent with his agreement. And 13. Allow third parties to violate the above restrictions. Basically all a long way of saying, don't hack us. Don't help other people hack us. C.
Violation.
Any attempt to perform any of the restricted actions listed above is a violation of the rights of Disney and or the intellectual property rights holder, which once again is Disney. D. Export controls. You may not access or use any Disney product in violation of United States export control and economic sanction requirements. By acquiring services, content, or software through the Disney products, you represent and warrant that your access to and use of the services, content, or software will comply with those requirements. You can't attach a Bitcoin miner to Epic Mickey. Uh-huh. Assuming a spider is a tech thing, right, it's old web and software dev term for, like, a program that scrapes the web to, like, gather data, basically. 3. Usage rules. A. Changes to the Disney products. The Disney products are constantly evolving and will change over time. If you notice a change in Star Wars Dark Forces, don't worry, that's perfectly natural. There's been a change in their DNA. Did that copy of Wander Over Yonder you bought on Blu-ray start growing pus-filled warts? Is it emitting black tar? Don't worry, that's natural. We reserve the right to make such changes, or, if necessary, discontinue Disney products. At any time, we can go, no more, sorry. If required by law, we may also need to suspend, restrict, or terminate your access to Disney products. If there's legal precedent, we'll do it, but also we'll do it if we just fucking want to. B. Third-party services or platforms. The Disney products may integrate, be integrated into, or be provided in connection with third-party websites, services, applications, platforms, and or content. Steam, etc. We do not control those third parties or the products they make available, as much as I'm sure they would like to. You should read the terms of use agreements and privacy policies that apply to such third-party products. If you access a Disney product using an Apple iOS, Android, or Microsoft Windows-powered device, or Microsoft Xbox One, Apple Inc., Google Inc., or Microsoft Corporation, respectively, shall be a third-party beneficiary of this contract. However, these third-party beneficiaries are not a party to this contract. You agree that your access to the Disney products using these devices also shall be subject to the usage terms set forth in the applicable third-party beneficiaries' terms of service. You represent to Disney that you have read and agreed to those terms. You read the Steam user agreement, right? You read the Steam EULA? You read all about that? C. Internet, browser, and system requirements. You may need a high-speed internet connection and or minimum system and or browser requirements to access and use certain aspects of the Disney products. You are required to review the minimum requirements necessary for use of the specific product. If you don't meet the minimum hardware requirements, it's not Disney's fault. Sorry. They are technically under no legal obligation to make sure it works for older, underpowered hardware. Which, on the one hand, I kind of understand, because maintaining, like, older software and compatibility is really difficult. On the other hand, I kind of wish more people would still fucking do it, you know? You know? I kind of wish more people with lots of money would pay more developers more money to maintain this stuff. Where was I? D! Mobile networks. That part is so funny because 50% of negative Steam reviews is a dude with an early 2000s computer getting furious Tomb Raider won't run at 4K. I wouldn't even say it's that high of a percentage. I would say it's like, there are certainly some people who go, yeah, game fucking sucks, I can't run it. Which, like, I sympathize with to some degree. It's a tall order, but I sympathize. When you access the Disney products through a mobile network, your network or roaming provider's messaging, data, and other rates and fees will apply. Downloading, installing, or using certain products may be prohibited or restricted by your network provider, and not all products may work with your network provider or device. By the time Holly's done reading this, there won't be time left to play the game. Oh, I already said I'm not playing the game today. I never said I was playing the game today. I'm playing it. Hopefully soon. Not today. Consent to messages. When you use the Disney products, you may be given the opportunity to consent to receive communications from us through email, text, and/or mobile push notifications. Standard text and calling rates will apply. You agree that texts, calls, or pre-recorded messages may be generated by automatic telephone dialing systems. You can opt out of promotional communications by following the unsubscribe directions for emails, through the settings of the Disney product, or if via text message, by responding, "Stop!" You acknowledge that you are not required to consent to receive promotional texts or calls as a condition of using the Disney products. They can send you spam anytime they want, because you're playing their shit. No time for the game when we've got the real good stuff right here? Right, yeah, like... Why bother with the appetizer when the main course is right in front of us? F. App permissions. When you use the Disney products, you may grant certain permissions for your device and/or accounts. Most mobile device platforms provide additional information regarding these permissions and how, if possible, to changes your permission settings. Oh, Disney legal department. You've got a typo. You've got a typo. Disappointing. You gotta update the terms. By downloading, installing, or using the Disney products, you agree to receive automatic software updates as applicable. Mobile device, what did this even run on? Again, this isn't a EULA exclusively for Star Wars Dark Forces. This is a boilerplate Disney EULA for all of their products and services. All of them. Though I wouldn't be surprised if someone was trying to make a fucking mobile port of Dark Forces or something. Maybe not Dark Forces specifically, but, you know, people like playing older games on phones and shit. Let's see. Create apps, we did that. Informational and entertainment purposes. You understand that Disney products are for your personal, non-commercial use, and are intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Jesus Christ, that's $200? Sure, let's let this play. We'll pause the Star Wars music for a bit. The content available does not constitute legal, financial, professional, medical, or healthcare advice or diagnosis and cannot be used for such purposes. Disney's The Owl House is not an accredited medical institution. You cannot get consenting legal advice from Amphibia or Amphibibia or whatever it's called. Watch out! I beg of you! Ida the Owl Lady will not be your lawyer? Let's be real! Ida the Owl Lady wouldn't be your fucking lawyer in universe. She wouldn't be Luz's lawyer. She'd be like, well, you're on your own, kid. Good luck with that. Emperor Palpatine's surgical center cannot diagnose, treat, or prevent any medical condition. Do not forget! Where the fuck was I? Right. H. Commercial, marketing, or branding use prohibited. Except as expressly licensed, we do not allow use of the Disney products or other Disney intellectual property that are commercial or business related, including used in marketing or branding, or that advertise or offer to sell or promote products or services.
Hi Holly.
Hi!
Long-time VOD watcher here. I am just getting over a really rough few months after losing my best friend.
Oh
Your
no!
streams brought me comfort and joy at a time where that felt otherwise impossible. Thanks for all you do. Beep boop.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing alright. I am glad, I suppose, to hear that my silly little corner of the net's been helping you through it. Hope you're doing alright. Thank you for the tip. I really appreciate that. Sorry to immediately cut and run with the fucking mood here, but it's back to the fart-ass MIDI trumpets and reading more legalese. Whether or not for profit. Or that solicit others, including solicitations for contributions or donations. I. Malware. You agree to not to knowingly or recklessly introduce a virus or other harmful component or otherwise tamper with, impair, or damage any Disney product or connected network, or interfere with any person or entity's use or enjoyment of any Disney product. Don't give people a fucking virus. You agree not to use any software or device that allows automated gameplay, expedited gameplay, or other manipulation of gameplay or game client. And you agree not to cheat or otherwise modify a Disney product or game experience to create an advantage for one user over another. Don't hack in online games. No. See, a TAS is fine. Using a TAS is fine. That's not granting you an advantage over another player because it's a single-player experience. Again, there is legal precedence for this. You can't do this shit in online multiplayer games. Single player, for the most part, fucking go at it, unless you're somehow endangering, like, the intellectual property rights of the copyright holder, which, again, is a whole other can of worms, but...
J.
Simulated activity. You understand that to support smooth operation of the Disney products across wide geographic areas, aspects of certain activities, such as gameplay, may be simulated to avoid delays. What the fuck does this mean? Sorry, what? You understand that to support smooth operation of the Disney products across wide geographic areas, aspects of certain activities such as gameplay may be simulated to avoid delays. Is this just talking about netcode? Is this just talking about fucking netcode? Is this just saying that, like... we will use netcode to ensure that you have a secure online gaming experience? Like, is this just saying we might have rollback or whatever? Or, like, something about cloud gaming? I don't know terribly much about cloud gaming, so, like, I don't know. It's... I wonder why this specifically is on the EULA. Is it so that people can't complain if they're having a bad server connection or whatever? Or, like, maybe something about bots populating online games or something so you can still play them? Don't get tricked by Unreal Tournament bots that would trash talk you? See, this is the bit that's deliciously vague enough that honestly it could mean a bunch of things.
Dead motherfucker.
Thank you, PK something, for the tip. I did misread lag switch and mishear lag switch as bog witch, and I was like, why is Disney going after the bog witches? Thank you for the tip. K. Affiliate advertising programs. Disney is a participant in affiliate advertising programs designed to provide a means for websites, apps, or services to earn advertising fees by advertising and linking to third-party retail sites. For further information, please refer to our privacy policy. Completely uninformed guess as some extremely salty online gamer tried to sue someone for false advertising because of netcode ruining one of their matches? That wouldn't surprise me. But also, again, we are just kind of sitting here mass guessing, aren't we? Number 4. Alright, here's the real juicy shit, I assume. Paid transactions. Let's talk money. A. Identity or seller. Sales are made by Disney or the authorized seller identified at the time of sale, if different. If you have questions about your order, please contact the seller at the address provided and they will assist you. If you got a problem with Steam, you fucking talk to Steam. We don't own that yet. Some digital storefronts on the Disney products are operated by third parties, and in that case, different or additional sale terms may apply, which you should read when they're presented to you. I gotta drink water, hang on a sec. B. Digital content and virtual items. We may make applications, games, software, or other digital content available on the Disney products, or through authorized third parties for you to license for a one-time fee. When purchasing a license to access such material from a Disney product, charges will be disclosed to you before you complete the license purchase. Basically just saying, this shit may contain scenes of microtransactions. Your purchase of a virtual item or in-game currency is a payment for a limited, non-assignable license to access and use such content or functionality as intended by the Disney products, with no right to reproduce, distribute, communicate to the public, make available to the public, or transform any Disney product via any online media in any media format or channel now known or hereafter devised, except as may be expressly described or contemplated within the Disney product. Virtual items, including character and character names or in-game currency purchased or available to you in the Disney products, can only be used in connection with the Disney products where you obtained them, or where they were assembled by you as a result of gameplay. Getting an unlock in Star Wars Jedi Survivor does not mean you are necessarily owed content in, I don't know, a fucking Disney racing game or whatever. This is the shit that NFT weirdos was convinced was gonna happen everywhere, in every game, and also was gonna be really fucking easy to do. And then anyone who knew anything about the implementation of something like this was just like, well, we would have to design that from the ground up, and it would be, to some extent, difficult and unnecessary. Like, sorry, not to sit here and, like, beat an old horse to death, but, like, that's one of the fucking things about NFTs that I think about that's so fucking funny to me. Just like, yeah, you can get items that will be used in every video game! And it's like, that's something you have to build for from the start of a video game, and you don't need NFTs for that necessarily. Like, at any time, Valve could go, here's Half-Life 4, and you can use TF2 hats in it, and, like, I don't know, dude, that shit's tied to your account. It's not a fucking NFT or whatever, like, this is a problem that's literally already been solved, and often isn't, like, applied in problem solving because of the challenges that would apply. Didn't they do that with Portal 2 co-op? Kind of, but not really. And also, I think they removed all the fucking hats from that. I forgot they, like, canceled all the goddamn Portal 2 hats at some point. Where was I? The Disney items. You can use the Disney items. Right. Assembled by you as a result of gameplay. I remember that really funny fucking wording of that. Remember, if you craft anything in the video game, that's Disney's copyright you're crafting. These items are not redeemable or subject to refund and cannot be traded outside of the Disney products for money or other items for value. We may modify or discontinue virtual items or in-game currency at any time. C. Digital movie codes. Digital codes originally packaged in a combination disc plus code package, a package that includes a DVD, Blu-ray, and/or 4K UHD discs and a digital code, may not be sold separately and may be redeemed only by an individual who obtains the code in the original combination disc plus code package, or by a family member of that individual. Digital codes are not authorized for redemption if sold separately. You may use digital movie codes to obtain licensed access to digital movies only as specifically authorized under this agreement and the terms and conditions of the participating provider of digital content through which you access or download the digital movie. Digital movie codes sold, distributed, purchased, or transferred in a manner inconsistent with this agreement are subject to being invalidated. Digital movie code returns. If you do not agree to the above terms and conditions for redeeming a digital movie code obtained by you or a family member in an original combination disc plus code package, you may return the combination disc and code package to Disney for a refund subject to the conditions provided at this link. Remember, no sharing unless they're like your kid or your cousin or you're married to them. Then we'll make an exception. Disney loves the nuclear family. D. Subscribers. Some Disney products require paid subscriptions and the acceptance of supplemental terms to access. By signing up for any subscription, you agree that your subscription will be automatically renewed. And, unless you cancel your subscription, you authorized us to charge your payment method for the renewal term. You agree that we can change the terms of the subscription with advance notice to you and an opportunity for you to cancel. The period of auto-renewal will be the same as your initial subscription period unless otherwise disclosed to you. The renewal rate will be no more than the rate for the immediately prior subscription period, excluding any promotional and discount pricing, unless we notify you of a rate change prior to your auto-renewal.
Dream of getting top surgery at the Emperor Palpatine Surgical Reconstruction Center has been crushed.
Listen, I'm just saying. If you were specifically angling to go to the Emperor Palpatine Surgical Reconstruction Facility, like, I'm pretty sure they would botch your top surgery, and they would give you, like, I don't know, tits that make you more dysphoric unless you work for the Emperor as, like, his enforcer. On the plus side, they would probably shoot lightning, so, like, it's not all bad. Like, literally, the entire thing about the fucking Emperor Palpatine Surgical Reconstruction Center is that they botched Darth Vader's surgery wrong. On purpose. So that he would be more subservient to them because he was more reliant on their technology. I don't think that's the place you want to go if you want to get gender-affirming care. You'd be like, hi, I'd like to schedule my bottom surgery. All right, here you go. It was a complete success. We made your willy into a fucking blaster. Well, that's not what I wanted. Okay, but your nutsack is also reloadable. That's also not what I wanted. Why are you framing that like it's a plus here? You can shoot beams. Well, let's just see where we go with this. Like... And then they're gonna make you pay forever. You're gonna be in debt to Emperor Palpatine forever. He loves democracy. In which case you will have the right to cancel the renewal of your subscription. From time to time, we may offer eligible users to begin their subscription with a promotional period, during which you have access to the Disney product at no charge. If you register for such a promotion, we will begin to bill your account when the promotional period expires, unless you cancel your subscription before that time. Here's one thing I will say about Quebec law. That shit is illegal here. You cannot do this here. What they do instead is they charge you up front, but you pay for 1 month and get 2. Like, straight up, you are not legally allowed to go, alright, you can have a free trial of our service and we'll automatically bill you when it's over. No, you can't do that. You have to actually sign on to pay for the service, but they will give you a month free. They are legally obligated to do that in Quebec. Rare Quebec win, exactly. We gotta fucking take them here when we can. It is time for a break. I do need to get up and stretch and get some more goddamn water. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to flip this off for now, put this up. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna have my stretch. I'm just gonna be running the ads while I'm away. So it's a good opportunity for you to get up and have a stretch yourself, because you're just gonna be getting fucking advertised to. You don't need that, do you? I'll be back real soon.
It's reading time. Good morning.
Alright, I had me a stretch. I got me some more drink. I'm back. Hey, this song's fucking good. I'm gonna rewind the music a little bit. Oh, this one is called Frigmus. Never mind, sorry, I went back too far. But, that song was called Groove 2. And it was groovy. It was, in fact, groovy. Thank you, Duke of Hammer, for the 30-month resub. And the McClunky. Thank you as well to Ploots Boots for the 38 months. Thank you, Ebby Maru, for the Tier 3 resub at 37 months. Thank you very much. Healing Mind for the 23 months with Prime. Juniper Guitari for the 37 months. And I think that's about where I left off thanking people for subs. So thank you all very much. What is that rotating fucking Gex emote? Who has this? Why would you want a rotating Gex emote? Why would you do that to yourself? That's awesome. Also, yeah, if you're a tier 3 sub, you need to post your magic jewel right now. It's important. You have to. Well, no time like the present to get back to it. Give me just a sec. McClunky was Disney's strangest addition to Star Wars. I mean, a little, but it does make me laugh. Alright. Unless otherwise disclosed when you subscribe, you have the right to cancel your Disney product subscription. What do you mean, unless otherwise disclosed? Is there a fucking Disney subscription you're not allowed to cancel? Unless otherwise required by law, when a subscription is cancelled, you will not receive a prorated refund, but you will continue to have access to the Disney products until the end of the term, during which you cancel the subscription. You can't cancel it early to get your money back, but you can cancel it early and keep getting it until the month is up or whatever. The Golden BB is very good. It is one of the least used emotes for good reason, because again, tier 3 is the requires more money emote tier. But something about it is so fucking funny to me. It's like this gaudy thing you have on your fucking fireplace mantle, and it can point at you. Thank you, Esme Shroom, for that brand new sub. Much appreciated. If you cancel your subscription, you will still be obligated to pay other charges incurred by you in the course of using the Disney product prior to the date of cancellation. If you pay a periodic subscription fee for a Disney product, we will provide you with 30 days notice of changes to the fees or billing methods in advance of their effective date, and you will be able to cancel your subscription prior to such change. If you subscribed online, we will give you the option of canceling the subscription online. Getting a new job and you will have that BB when you can? Let me put it this way. If you want to make sure that you and I are getting the most bang for our buck, wait till October when they roll out the new, like, revenue share changes. Because, again, they announced this, like, minutes around when I was going live. In October, if you are above, like, a certain subscriber threshold, you're getting a 70-30 cut of sub revenue instead of 50-50. Which, hey, I'll take it. I enjoy getting more of the money that people are paying for the service I'm providing. Wonder if that's a response to Discord's subscription thing? I feel like it's a lot of things, up to and including people making it more public knowledge that, like, streamers are only getting 50% of sub revenue, as it stands. And also people internally working at Twitch telling the higher-ups, hey, the shit you're doing fucking sucks. We're gonna have no platform if you keep this up. It's 350 recurring paid subs. Yeah, you have to have 3 months, where you are earning, like, 350 concurrent subs, which, I currently am. I am currently earning more than that, which means I'm getting, like, I'm doing the quick math in my head based on, like, what sub numbers are right now. If these exact numbers hold up until October, I'm gonna be getting fucking, like, $800 more a month, more or less, and, like, yeah, that's quite a lot more money in the budget, quite frankly, given how much I earn, on average. It's not massive, it's not life-changing amounts of money, it's still, you know, quite a bit more wiggle room with which to work with. I can put more in savings. You know? I I do still technically earn more from, like, direct tips and stuff, but also, now you can get fun emotes and not have, like, most of your money go to Twitch instead, you know? Right, yeah, like, $800 is 800 fucking bucks. You know what I can do with money like that? Put it aside so that I can have more money in savings to fly out and see my partner. And, you know, other things. Where the fuck was I? I lost my place, because I was thinking about other things. Do you think it's unfair they're locking a fair split behind sub numbers? It's not great. I understand to some degree why they're doing it, because, hosting network infrastructure, especially for, like, live streaming that lots of people are using, is fucking expensive. To which people go, yeah, but Amazon owns them, don't they? To which I go, yeah, but Amazon wants them to make money. Amazon is not in the business of giving out money to people. They're in the business of making disgusting amounts more of money. So, like, I get it, but also I wish it was different, you know? Where was I? Pay a periodic subscription fee for a Disney product.
Nourishing lunch.
Thank you, Abby Maru, for the tip. I appreciate it. If you pay a periodic subscription fee for a Disney product, we will provide you with 30 days notice of changes to the fees or billing methods in advance of their effective date, and you will be able to cancel your subscription prior to such change. If you subscribed online, we will give you the option of canceling the subscription online. The order process. You will have the opportunity to review and confirm your order, including delivery address if applicable, payment method, and product details. We will send to you a notice when we accept your order, and our acceptance will be deemed complete for all purposes to have been effectively communicated to you at the time we sent the notice. At such time, the contract for sale will be made and become binding on both you and us. The risk of loss in any goods you purchase and the responsibility to insure them passes to you when the relevant goods are delivered. We reserve the right to refuse or cancel any order prior to delivery. Some situations that may result in your order being cancelled include systems or typographical errors, inaccuracies in product or pricing information, or product availability, fairness among customers where supplies are limited, or problems identified by our credit or fraud departments. We also may require additional verification or information before accepting an order. We will contact you if any portion of your order is cancelled or if additional information is required to accept your order. If your order is cancelled after we've processed your payment but prior to delivery, we will refund your payment. This song's kind of funky. Let's go. F. Payments and billing. When you provide payment information, you represent and warrant that the information is accurate, that you are authorized to use the payment method provided, and that you will notify us of changes to the payment information. I've lost my place for a second, sorry. There we go. We reserve the right to utilize third-party payment card updating services to obtain current expiration dates on credit cards and debit cards. Hey, Slay the Evil Cake, enjoy your new skull. Right of cancellation. Return of goods. You may have the right to cancel an order placed for a Disney product, depending on the nature of the Disney product. Please read the following information carefully so you understand your right of cancellation. If you wish to cancel, you must do so by following the cancellation instructions for the particular Disney product. A sample cancellation form is available here. You can look at that if you want, I'm not. 1. Canceling subscriptions. Please, see the information above on the process for canceling subscriptions in our subscription section, above. 2. Digital content. When you purchase a license to access digital content or virtual items, you will be given an opportunity to consent to delivery at the time of purchase. By consenting to delivery, you acknowledge that you have lost the right to cancel. License purchase fees paid for digital content are non-refundable. 3. Physical goods. You have the right, within 30 days from the date of your receipt of physical goods, to cancel our contract with you and return the goods. This right does not apply to goods stated by us on the Disney products to be non-returnable, including but not limited to any products with a seal where the seal is broken, such as audio and video recordings, computer software, and CDs, DVDs, or other physical media that have been supplied in sealed packaging, and personalized items. 4. Personalized goods. We require the right to refuse personalized orders at our discretion. Inappropriate use of our personalization service will cause your order to be cancelled and any payment refunded. You cannot tell Disney, I want a personalized DVD that says penis, penis, penis on it. They're giving you your money back. This stream is so good to make turkey melts to. That is the most glowing review of any of my streams I've ever had. Let's fucking go. These cancellation rights are separate from, and in addition to your rights, should any item we supply be faulty. If you're returning goods that are not faulty, you may be required to pay for the cost of returning the goods to us, and we may deduct a reasonable amount if you used the goods. A reasonable amount, smile. H. Pricing. Taxes. We may revise the pricing for the Disney products we offer. When you place your order, we estimate the applicable tax and include that estimate in the total for your convenience. Except to the extent required under applicable tax laws, the actual tax amount that will be applied to your order and charged to your payment method is based on calculations on the date of shipment, regardless of when the order was placed. I. How far are we through? The scroll bar seems like it's about 2/3 of the way through, so decent chunk through. International shipping. Customs. When ordering goods for delivery to countries other than the country where the seller is located, you may have to pay import duties and taxes levied. These and any additional charges for customs clearance must be borne by you. For goods shipped internationally, please note that any manufacturer warranty may not be valid. Manufacturer service options may not be available. Manuals, instructions, and safety warnings may not be in destination country languages. The goods and accompanying materials may not be designed. I thought that was 3 different words before I got designed. My bad. In accordance with destination country standards, specifications, and labeling requirements. And the goods may not conform to destination country voltage, requiring use of an adapter or converter. You are responsible for assuring the goods can be lawfully imported to the destination country. When ordering from us, the recipient is the importer of record and must comply with all laws and regulations of the destination country.
J.
Gift cards. Disney gift cards may be offered for purchase and/or redemption in connection with certain Disney products, subject to additional terms of service. The risk of loss and title for gift cards passes to you at time of electronic transmission or delivery to the carrier. Gift cards may be redeemed at eligible locations and for eligible products and services. Please, review the gift card FAQs for more information. Number 5. Contests and promotions. Contests and other similar promotions that you enter on a Disney product or in connection with Disney products integrated with a third-party website, service, application, platform, and/or content
Disney promotions
may be subject to official rules and/or conditions that are supplemental to this agreement, and which may provide details governing the Disney promotion, such as eligibility requirements, entry instructions, deadlines, prize information, and restrictions. If you wish to participate in any Disney promotion, please first review the applicable official rules and/or conditions. If a Disney promotion's official rules and/or conditions conflict with this agreement, the provisions contained in the official rules and/or conditions govern and control the Disney promotion. Your entry into a Disney promotion constitutes user-generated content, as defined in Section 7 below, and is subject to all provisions of this agreement that govern your submission and our use of your user-generated content. That's going to be a nice one to tuck into real quick.
But first...
Number 6. Disclaimers and limitations on liability. I'm not going to scream this. I'm sorry if anyone was wanting me to scream this. The Disney products are provided as is and as available. We disclaim all conditions, representations, and warranties not expressly set out in these terms to the fullest extent permitted by law. Thank you, Ouchits Elliott, for the 13-month resub. Very much appreciated. Please refer to the help section of the applicable Disney product for assistance if a Disney product is not working properly. It is your responsibility to ensure you follow installation instructions, have the minimum system requirements, update software as recommended, and consult our customer service resources if you encounter a problem with the Disney products. We shall not be liable for delay or failure in performance for causes beyond our control, or any other damage which does not result from a breach of our obligations under this agreement. We are not liable for business losses. We only supply products for your personal, non-commercial, and domestic use. If you use the products for any other purpose, we will have no liability to you for any loss of profit, loss of business, business interruption, loss of business opportunity, or similar loss. We are not responsible for any lack of functionality or failure to provide any part of the Disney products or any loss of content or data that is due to your equipment, devices, operating system or internet connection, or your failure to comply with specified compatibility requirements. To the extent not prohibited by applicable law, we shall not be liable to you for indirect, incidental, special, or consequential damages, including lost profit and property damage, even if we were advised of the possibility of such damages, nor shall we be held liable for delay or failure in performance resulting from causes beyond our reasonable control. In no event shall our total liability to you for all damages, losses, and causes of action exceed 1,000 Canadian dollars. Number 7. Submissions. User-generated content. DMCA takedown notices. A. Submissions and unsolicited ideas policies. Our long-standing company policy does not allow us to accept or consider unsolicited creative ideas, suggestions, or materials. In connection with anything you submit to us, whether or not solicited by us, you agree that creative ideas, suggestions, or materials you submit are not being made in confidence or trust, and that no confidential or fiduciary relationship is intended or created between you and us in any way, and that you have no expectation of review, compensation, or consideration of any type. If you go up to John Disney and you tell him, hey, dude, I've got this really good idea for a Star War. It would be awesome if you gave the Baba Yoga a third arm that holds 2 guns. They aren't necessarily going to do anything with that. They have no obligation to do anything with that. And if they happen to, you have no legal recourse to tell them that they owe you compensation. Unless you specifically enter some sort of legal agreement beforehand about the Baba Yoga getting new powers in The Mandalorian Season 8 or whatever. B. User-generated content. The Disney products may ask for or allow you to communicate, submit, upload, or otherwise make available text, chats, images, audio, video, contest entries, or other content, heretofore user-generated content, which may be accessible and viewable by the public. Access to these features may be subject to age restrictions. Whether a Disney product made available by us or in connection with Disney products appears on a Disney website, service, and/or platform, or is integrated with a third-party website, service, application, and/or platform, you may not submit or upload user-generated content that is defamatory, harassing, threatening, bigoted, hateful, violent, vulgar, obscene, pornographic, or otherwise offensive, or that harms or can reasonably be expected to harm any person or entity, whether or not such material is protected by law. don't suppose this has something to do with the Force Engine to keep it non-profit? I know nothing about what's going on with the Force Engine other than it's cool that there is a modern source port of it. I'm literally just reading this because I thought it was funny that this game had a EULA. In most instances, we do not claim ownership of your user-generated content. However, you grant us a non-exclusive, sub-licensable, irrevocable, and royalty-free worldwide license under all copyrights, trademarks, patents, trade secrets, privacy, and publicity rights, and other intellectual property rights for the full duration of those rights to use, reproduce, transmit, print, publish, publicly display, exhibit, distribute, redistribute, copy, index, comment on, modify, transform, adapt, translate, create derivative works based upon, publicly perform, publicly communicate, make available, and otherwise exploit such user-generated content, in whole or in part, in any media formats and channels now known or hereafter devised, including in connection with the Disney products and on third-party websites, services, applications, and or platforms, in any number of copies and without limit as to time, manner, and frequency of use, without further notice to you, without attribution to the extent that it is not contrary to mandatory provisions of applicable law, and without the requirement of permission from or payment to you or any other person or entity. They can do anything they fucking want with user-generated content you make for their products, except say that they made it. Anything they want, except say, yes, we made this specifically. They don't have to say who made it, but they can't say they made it. You agree that submission of user-generated content does not establish any relationship of trust and confidence between you and us, and that you have no expectation of compensation whatsoever, except as may be specifically stated in the provisions of the Disney products in connection with the submission or arising from it. That's gross. Well, that's standard for basically anything out there. Like, you make, a mod for a game, you make a video about a game, you post something on Steam, all of those platforms have the rights to do this now, basically. All of them can just do this. They can do whatever they want with it. They can do whatever they want as much as they want with it, wherever they want with it, however they want with it. They can make changes to it. They can make references to memes that the community made without paying back people who made the memes. They just can't say, yes, we specifically made this. We specifically made this. You know how a lot of times there's, like, companies that are doing, like, art contests that are like, yeah, submit your art to us, and you could, win something or other, smile. That's that as well. You agree that submission of user-generated content does not establish any relationship of trust and confidence between you and us, and that you have no expectation of compensation whatsoever, except as may be specifically stated in the provisions of the Disney products in connection with the submission or arising from it. You represent and warrant that your user-generated content conforms to this agreement, and that you own or have the necessary rights and permissions, including, without limitation, all copyrights, music rights, and likeness rights, with respect to any person, contained in the user-generated content, without the need for payment to any other person or entity to use and exploit, and authorize us to use and exploit your user-generated content in all manners contemplated by this agreement. And you agree to indemnify and hold us harmless for any claims or expenses, including attorney's fees, from any third party arising out of or in connection with our use and exploitation of your user-generated content resulting from your breach of this agreement. You also agree to waive and not enforce any moral rights, ancillary rights, or similar rights in, or to use the user-generated content against us or our licensees, distributors, agents, representatives, and other authorized users. And agree to procure the same agreement to waive and not to enforce from others who may possess such rights. To the extent that we authorize you to create, post, upload, distribute, publicly display, or publicly perform UGC that requires the use of our copyrighted works, we grant you a non-exclusive license to create a derivative work using the specifically referenced copyrighted works as required for the sole purpose of creating such a work, provided that such license shall be conditioned upon your assignment to us of all rights worldwide in the work you create for the duration of copyright in the user-generated content in all formats and media, known or unknown to date, including for use on Disney products and on the third-party sites and platforms. If such rights are not assigned to us, your license to create derivative works using our copyrighted works shall be null and void. Thank you, Shanghai Oh My, for the 36-month resub. Jesus Christ, that's a lot? Yeah, but it's basically saying, you are allowed to make fan works. You're allowed to do fan fiction and do fan art and things like that, is basically what that says. You can make fan art of Star Wars. That's allowed. You have a non-exclusive license to do that. Is long legalese way of saying that. All of this is worded the way it is so that it can... It's not specifically worded so that it can be confusing so people can skip it and hit yes, so that's certainly a benefit. It's worded this way to be as legally exact as possible. Otherwise, there's precedence for going, well, it says under these conditions, but what about these conditions that apply to me? That means the contract doesn't apply to me, and I'm allowed to do that, right? They do this because they have a lot of money to pay lawyers who specifically go, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that you're making as much money as possible from the copyright you have. The fact that your average layperson doesn't necessarily have the language for, or the time to learn the language for, a lot of the legalese is kind of a different matter. It's not really the intention, but you could certainly argue it's like an effect of it, you know? Right, yeah, it has to be like this so that everything can be crystal clear in a fucking court of law. It's not worded specifically because someone wants to trick you. Do people get confused and tricked? Sure. It's not the reason why it's like this. They're both true, I suppose, you know? Is what I'm trying to get at. Where the fuck was I? We may monitor, screen, post, remove, modify, store, and review user-generated content or communications sent through a Disney product at any time and for any reason, including to ensure that the UGC or communication conforms to this agreement without prior notice to you. We may terminate your account and access to the Disney products if your UGC violates this agreement, including unlawful postings or content without prior notice to you. We are not responsible for and do not endorse or guarantee the opinions, views, advice, or recommendations posted or sent by users. That basically just says if you're posting stuff to Miiverse, and it breaks the rules, they can get rid of it. C. Claims of copyright infringement. Also true that you need to print these off and comb through them with a highlighter in order to understand them. Right, yeah, like they're dense and confusing. Like, that much is definitely true. It's not confusing for the sake of being confusing, but the fact that it is confusing to some degree certainly is to the benefit of the rights holder, you know? I suppose is what I'm trying to get at. Notifications of claimed copyright infringement and counter notices must be sent to our designated agent. Attention! TWDC Designated Agent, The Walt Disney Company, 500 South Buena Vista Street, Burbank, California, 91521, USA. Contact this phone number, this fax number, and email designated.agent@dig.twdc.com. We're only able to accept notices in the language in which this agreement is made available by us. We will respond expeditiously. Need her expeditiously. Sorry, I'm thinking about Arlo now. She'd be giving boisterous terms of use. Trying to fold her. Fuck Dark Forces. I need her! Did the mouse take down this game? No. But because Disney owns Star Wars, And because now they have to enforce their copyright on a product they own, there is now a 2020 Disney End User License Agreement on a 1995 DOS game.
I must acquire her post-haste.
Where's Red Arlo when you need him? Elmo?! On Sesame Street! What do you mean? He lives in his world! Where the fuck was I? We will respond... Right, expeditiously. We will respond expeditiously to claims of copyright infringement committed using the Disney products that are reported to our designated copyright agent, in accordance with the U.S. Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998, heretofore DMCA, or, as applicable, other laws. With respect to Disney products hosted in the United States, these notices must include the required information set forth in the DMCA and described in detail here. Hey, do you want to read another long document about Digital Millennia Copyright Act? And enforcement, therefore, of it? By the way, it just started raining really fucking heavily outside. Love that TikTok and Instagram are governed by a 1998 internet law. That's, how a lot of the modern media and creative landscape is currently governed by old archaic laws that, a lot of things have since moved on from. And yet we are still beholden to because we're beholden to them. How would I rate this EULA? Frankly, more well-described than a lot of other ones I've read, which seems weirdly charitable coming from Disney. Coming from Disney feels weirdly charitable to have a lot of things that I commonly have to stop and go, no, it sounds like this, but it actually means this about, explained much more clearly. For fucking Disney. Specifically for a Disney EULA that I clicked on because I saw that a DOS game had a EULA. I need to drink more fucking water. Hang on a sec. Number 8. Binding arbitration and class action waiver. Not applicable to Quebec consumers. Okay, well, I don't have to read it. Sorry. Sorry to everyone that was looking forward to jams. Sorry, everyone that was looking forward to the jams rules. To everyone that was looking forward to what the fuck jams means. I don't live outside of Quebec. So, none of this applies to me. I'm not beholden to this bit. I don't have to read it. Are they not allowed to waive class action rights in Quebec? I don't know the specifics of it. I know that there is quite a bit of Quebec legal rights and constitutions that are different. Because there's quite a lot about Quebec law that holds itself to different standards than Canada at large, for better or for worse. I'm not about to get into the I wish I was not living in Quebec speech, but my god. Number 9. Additional provisions. Choice of forum, not applicable to Quebec consumers. That's right, if you live in Quebec, it's Something Awful or Game FAQs. You have no other choice. B. Choice of law. Not applicable to Quebec consumers. In terms of weird specific regional laws, Quebec is kind of like California. That's not entirely wrong. It's close enough that I'm willing to co-sign it, but it's not quite the same, but adjacent enough, yeah. Quebec can't participate in most prize-giving things. Yep. So many times as a kid, I was fucking miserable because I would get my issue of Nintendo Power or the Lego magazine and look at them and be like, oh shit, here's a contest for... I didn't say shit, I was scared of swears as a child. I'd be like, oh man, here's a contest I can enter. Wow! And I would read more of it, and it's like, you literally legally cannot enter if you live in Quebec or Costa Rica. And I was like, oh, I live in Quebec. No! C. Severability. If any provision of this agreement shall be unlawful, void, or for any reason unenforceable, then that provision shall be deemed severable from this agreement and shall not affect the validity and enforceability of any remaining provisions. If there's any single part of this where a court of law looks at it and goes, no, you legally can't enforce this for, like, any reason, then you're still bound to the rest of it, but this bit won't count. Couldn't win any of the Spamton stuff even if I wanted to. I mean, I couldn't win any of the Spamton stuff because I had a commercial stake in that presentation being made. At least I don't think I could. I'm pretty sure that was part of the contract. But also, like... A, that's fine because I got paid. B... I don't know if Quebec law would have allowed it. D.
Survival.
The provisions of this agreement, by which their nature should survive the terminations of the agreement, shall survive such termination, including but not limited to the restrictions, disclaimers, limitations, our right to use submitted content, and rules regarding dispute resolution in sections 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8, as well as the general provisions in this section 9. Good news! If something should happen that the agreement is terminated, it still applies to you. E.
Waiver.
No waiver of any provision of this agreement by us shall be deemed a further or continuing waiver of such provisions of any other provision, and our failure to assert any right of provision under this agreement shall not constitute a waiver of such right or provision. Waivers. We got them, except, no we don't. Copyright Disney 2023. All rights reserved. Do not sell or share my personal information. And that's the Disney boilerplate terms of use, which does apply to a 1995 DOS game, Star Wars Dark Forces. Your guesses were about 3/4 through? No, we're done. That's the EULA. That's the end of the page. We got to the end of it. It's... What do you mean? I think we're a little bit... No! That was literally the end of the page! That's the footer of the website! The scroll bar was at the bottom! What do you mean we're only a bit through it? And so on any other day, that would probably be the end of the stream. However, you did pay $200 the other week for me to read the Twitch terms of service. So I'm going to put this up to a poll. Give me just a sec to get that going. You have 2 minutes. Cast your vote. Do we read it today? Or next week? The poll seems quite skewed. Right from the start, right out the gate. It does seem like we have a pretty landslide decision made right here and now already. It does in fact seem Like, people know what they want, when they want it, how they want it. Sounds like it kind of sucks to be on the consumer end of law stuff.
Yep.
That's capitalism, baby! That's how the system is designed, so the rich can keep on getting richer. The vote is nearly done, and it does seem to be a very even 80% now versus 20% next week, so, I suppose we're doing that now. Unless somehow in the next, like, 5 seconds, we get, 60 fucking votes for next week. I don't think that's happening, though. I don't think next week believers are gonna be profiting today. Sorry. They definitely don't, but what if they had a clause at the end saying you can't read EULAs on stream? It would be very funny, but also I don't think that it would be, like, able to be upheld in a court of law, because if it was right at the end, just like oh, by the way, you can't, like, do this, you can't experience the terms of service in this way, right at the end, then, like, that's very easily arguably unfair to the consumer, you know? Patience fans are losing today. Instant gratifications fans, your time is now. Thank you, Melistopheles, for the 28 months, and thank you, Guru Beetle, for the 14 months, and thank you, TR6 Queenly, for the 7 months. It is time.
Holly shot first.
Let me switch off from Star Wars Dark Forces, because we're not doing that anymore. Special events now. Wait, did it update properly? Special events? There we go. There is also big thunder and lightning in my area, so if my internet goes down, that's why. Or if my computer explodes violently, that's why. Big-ass thunderstorm. Just letting you know in case the stream abruptly stops. Thank you, Dropkick Slurpees, for the 37 months. We resume with the Twitch Terms of Service. Last modified, June 8th, 2023. 21 sections. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. You wanted this today. Number 1. Introduction, your agreement to these terms of service. Use of Twitch by minors and blocked persons. Privacy notice. Account. Use of devices and services. Modification of these terms of service. License. User content. Branded content. Prohibited conduct. Simulcasting. Advertisements. Respecting copyright. Trademarks. Third-party content. I'm going to stop the Star Wars Dark Forces music because we're not reading that anymore. Idea submission, termination, disputes, miscellaneous, contact information, and requests for information, and how to serve a subpoena. Number 1. Introduction. Your agreement to these terms of service. Please read these terms of service carefully. This is a binding contract. Welcome to the services operated by Twitch Interactive Incorporated, collectively with its affiliates Twitch or We. Consisting of the website available at https://www.twitch.tv, and its network of websites, software applications, and any other products or services offered by Twitch, the Twitch services. Other services offered by Twitch may be subject to separate terms. When using the Twitch services, you will be subject to Twitch's community guidelines, and additional guidelines or rules that are posted on the Twitch services, made available to you, or disclosed to you in connection with specific services and features you may be offered. Twitch may also offer certain paid services, which are subject to the Twitch terms of sale, as well as any additional terms or conditions that are disclosed to you in connection with such services. All such terms and guidelines, the guidelines, are incorporated into these terms of service by reference. The terms of service apply whether you are a user that registers an account with the Twitch services or an unregistered user. You agree that by clicking sign up or otherwise registering, downloading, accessing, or using the Twitch services, you are entering into a legally binding agreement between you and Twitch regarding your use of the Twitch services. You acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agree to be bound by these terms of service. If you do not agree to these terms of service, do not access or otherwise use any of the Twitch services. When using Twitch or opening an account with Twitch on behalf of a company, entity, or organization, collectively subscribing organization, you represent and warrant that you, 1, are an unauthorized representative of that subscribing organization with the authority to bind that organization to these terms of services and grant the licenses set forth herein, and 2, agree to these terms of service on behalf of such subscribing organization. Number 2. Use of Twitch by minors and blocked persons. The Twitch services are not available to persons under the age of 13. If you are between the ages of 13 and the age of legal majority in your jurisdiction, or of residence, you may only use the Twitch services under the supervision of a parent or legal guardian who agrees to be bound by these terms of services. The child cannot watch my streams. Their parent can, though. Go watch SpongeBob, sorry. The Twitch services are also not available to any users previously removed from the Twitch services by Twitch, or to any persons barred from receiving them under the laws of the United States, such as its export and re-export restrictions and regulations, or applicable laws in any other jurisdiction. By downloading, installing, or otherwise using the Twitch services, you represent that you are at least 13 years of age, that your parent or legal guardian agrees to be bound by these terms of service if you are between 13 and the age of legal majority in your jurisdiction of residence, and that you have not been previously removed from and are not prohibited from receiving the Twitch services. Privacy notice. Your privacy is important to Twitch. Please see our privacy notice for information relating how we collect, use, and disclose your personal information, and our privacy choices on how you can manage your online privacy when you use the Twitch services. I know they write it out of legal obligation, but anytime I'm reading a terms of service and they're like, we care about your privacy. Your privacy is so important to us. I just kind of laugh a little bit. Number 4. Account. Account and password. In order to open an account, you will be asked to provide us with certain information, such as an account name and password. You are solely responsible for maintaining the confidentiality of your account, your password, and for restricting access to your computer. If you permit others to use your account details, you agree to these terms of service on behalf of all other persons who use the services under your account and password, and you are responsible for all activities that occur under your account and password. My little brother logged onto my computer is not legally sound defense. Please make sure the information you provide to Twitch upon registration and at all other times is true, accurate, current, and complete to the best of your knowledge. Unless expressly permitted in writing by Twitch. You may not sell, rent, lease, transfer, share, or provide access to your account to anyone else, including without limitation, charging anyone for access to administrative rights on your account. Twitch reserves all available legal rights and remedies to prevent unauthorized use of the Twitch services, including but not limited to technological barriers, IP mapping, and in serious cases, directly contacting your ISP regarding such unauthorized use. B. Third-party accounts. Twitch may permit you to register for and log on to the Twitch services via certain third-party services. The third party's collection, use, and disclosure of your information will be subject to that third party's service's privacy notice. Further information about how Twitch collects, uses, and discloses your personal info when you link your Twitch account with your account on any third-party service can be found in our privacy notice. Number 5. Use of devices and service. Access Access to the Twitch service may require the use of your personal computer or mobile device, as well as communication with or use of space on such devices. You are responsible for any internet connection or mobile fees and charges from third parties that you incur when accessing the Twitch services. Remember, if you're using data and your service provider is charging you for the data you're using, that's on you, not on Twitch. You're the one who opened it up. Number 6. Modification of these terms of service. Twitch may amend any of the terms of these terms of service by posting the amended terms and updating the last modified date above. Your continued use of the Twitch services after the effective date of the revised terms of service constitutes your acceptance of the terms. For residents of the Republic of Korea, Twitch will provide reasonable prior notice regarding any material amendments to its terms of service. I don't live there. For residents of the European Union or the European Economic Area, the United Kingdom or Switzerland, who are acting as a consumer, I don't live there either. If you live in either of those areas mentioned, whether that be Korea or the entirety of Europe, you know, those two small, simple areas, you should read these. Number 7. License. The Twitch services are owned and operated by Twitch. Unless otherwise indicated, all content, information, and other materials on the Twitch services, excluding user content set out in Section 8 below, including without limitation, Twitch's trademarks and logos, the visual interfaces, graphics, design, compilation, information, software, computer code, including source code or object code, services, text, pictures, information, data, sound files, other files, and the selection and arrangement thereof, collectively the materials, are protected by relevant intellectual property and proprietary rights and laws. The code they use for the website, the layout for the website, the physical files that make up the website, that's Twitch. They own that. All materials are the property of Twitch or its subsidiaries or affiliated companies and or third-party licensors. Unless otherwise expressly stated in writing by Twitch, by agreeing to these terms of service, you are granted a limited, non-sublicensable, and non-transferable, i.e. a personal and limited right to access and use the Twitch services for your personal use or internal business use only. Twitch reserves all rights not expressly granted in these terms of service. The license is subject to these terms of service and does not permit you to engage in any of the following. A. Resale or commercial use of the Twitch services or the materials. B. Distribution, public performance, or public display of any materials. C. Modifying or otherwise making any derivative uses of the Twitch services or the materials or any portion of them. D. Use of any data mining, robots, or similar data gathering or extraction methods. E. Downloading except page caching of any portion of the Twitch services, the materials, or any information contained in them except as expressly permitted on the Twitch services. Or F. Any use of the Twitch services or the materials except for their intended purposes. Any use of the Twitch services or the materials except as specifically authorized in these terms of service without the prior written permission of Twitch is strictly prohibited and may violate intellectual property rights or other laws. Unless explicitly stated in these terms of service, nothing in them shall be interpreted as conferring any license to intellectual property rights, whether by estoppel, implication, or other legal principles. Twitch can terminate this license as set out in Section 17. I do not legally own Twitch, the website, any constituent parts of the website, up to and including the terms of service. I own nothing. Number 8. User content. I imagine this is going to be quite a meaty section. Twitch allows you to distribute streaming live and pre-recorded audiovisual works, to use services such as chat, bulletin boards, forum posting, wiki contributions, and voice interactive services, and to participate in other activities in which you may create, post, transmit, perform, or store content, messages, text, sound, images, applications, code, or other data or materials on the Twitch services, heretofore user content. For residents of the Republic of Korea, distribution of pre-recorded audiovisual works and video-on-demand related features and functions, including but not limited to clips, highlights, and other uploaded content, may not be available. I do need to get up and have a break. It is getting around that time, and I do need to get myself more water very desperately. So, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hit the ads button while I'm away, so it's a good opportunity for you to get up, stretch, get yourself a drink, all that stuff. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Oh shit, I didn't mute the mic. Fuck. I muted the wrong thing.
Now everyone in the world knows I'm coughing.
Dude, most embarrassing blunder in the history of Twitch.television. Local woman found to cough sometimes. I'll never live this down. Speaking of down, it's time to scroll down the terms of service more. User content. A. License to Twitch. 1. Unless otherwise agreed to in a written agreement between you and Twitch that was signed by an authorized representative of Twitch, if you submit, transmit, display, perform, post, or store user content using the Twitch services, you grant Twitch and its sub-licensees to the furthest extent and for the maximum duration permitted by applicable law, including in perpetuality if permitted under applicable law, an unrestricted, worldwide, irrevocable, fully sub-licensable, non-exclusive, and royalty-free right to A. Use, reproduce, modify, adapt, publish, translate, create derivative works from, distribute, perform, and display such user content, including without limitation for promoting and redistributing part of all the Twitch services and derivative works thereof in any form, format, media, or media channels now known or later developed or discovered. Twitch can take a clip of me reading this right now and include it in like a compilation video they post on Twitter or whatever. They can do it. They're allowed. And B, use the name, identity, likeness, and voice or other biographical information that you submit in connection with such user content. They can include my username! Good God! Should such user content contain the name, identity, likeness, and voice, or other biographical information of third parties, you represent and warrant that you have obtained the appropriate consents and/or licenses for your use of such features, and that Twitch and its sub-licensees are allowed to use them to the extent indicated in these terms of services. Right, Twitch can technically take a clip of me walking around in the background of my house, vaguely heard, and then me coughing away from the microphone. They can do that. My embarrassment preserved forever in amber. They have legal right to do that. 2. With respect to user content known as add-ons, maps, mods, or other types of projects submitted through curseforge.com or similar sites, the submitted projects. Oh yeah, Twitch owns CurseForge, don't they? I forgot about that. The rights granted by you hereunder terminate once you remove or delete such submitted projects from these, I lost my place. Once you remove or delete such submitted projects from the Twitch services. You also acknowledge that Twitch may retain but not display, distribute, or perform server copies of submitted projects that have been removed or deleted. They're owned by Overwolf now? What the fuck is Overwolf? That sounds made up. 3. With respect to streaming live and pre-recorded audiovisual works, the rights granted by you hereunder terminate once you delete such user content from the Twitch services, or generally by closing your account, except A. to the extent you shared it with others as part of the Twitch services and others copied or stored portions of the user content, for instance, made a clip. B. Twitch used it for promotional purposes. C. For the reasonable time it takes to remove from backup and other systems. Or D. Twitch is required by applicable law to retain it. B. User content representations and warranties. You are solely responsible for your user content and the consequences of posting or publishing it. You represent and warrant that 1. You are the creator or own or control all rights in and to the user content, or otherwise have sufficient rights and authority to grant the rights granted herein. 2. Your user content does not and will not infringe, violate, or misappropriate any third-party right, including copyright, trademark, patent, trade secret, moral right, privacy right, right of publicity, or any other intellectual property or proprietary right. You can't be out here leaking trade secrets on Twitch or whatever. Or defame any other person. 3. Your user content does not contain viruses, adware, spyware, worms, or other harmful or malicious code. You cannot distribute, knowingly or otherwise, a virus through Twitch. And 4, unless you have received prior written authorization, your user content specifically does not contain any pre-release or non-public beta software or game content or any confidential information of Twitch or third parties. Twitch reserves all rights and remedies against any users who breach these representations and warranties. If you break the street date, uh-oh, look out. C. Content is uploaded at your own risk. Twitch uses reasonable security measures in order to attempt to protect user content against unauthorized copying and distribution. However, Twitch does not guarantee that any unauthorized copying, use, or distribution of user content by third parties will not take place. To the furthest extent permitted by applicable law, you hereby agree that Twitch shall not be liable for any unauthorized copying, use, or distribution of user content by third parties, and release and forever waive any claims you may have against Twitch for any such unauthorized copying or usage of the user content under any theory. The War Thunder community leaks US government documents so much you gotta watch out. If those fuckers start Twitch streaming, they're banned. To the extent permitted by applicable law, the security measures to protect user content used by Twitch herein are provided and used as is, and with no warranties, guarantees, conditions, assurances, or other terms that such security measures will withstand attempts to evade security mechanisms, or that there will be no cracks, disablements, or other circumvention of such security measures. D. Promotions. think being banned from Twitch would be the least of their problems at that point. I mean, being banned from the War Thunder forums would also probably be, you know, pretty low on the problems list unless their priorities are really fucking funny. But, you know, so it goes. I drink water. Users may promote, administer, or conduct a promotion, for instance a contest or sweepstakes, on, through, or utilizing the Twitch services, heretofore known as a promotion.
Promotion!
Provided that if you choose to do so, you must adhere to the following rules. 1. You may carry out promotions to the extent permitted by applicable law, and you are solely responsible for ensuring that any promotions comply with any and all applicable laws, obligations, and restrictions. 2. You will be classified as the promoter of your promotion in the applicable jurisdictions, and you will be solely responsible for all aspects of and expenses related to your promotion, included without limitation the execution, administration, and operation of the promotion, drafting and posting any official rules, selecting winners, issuing prizes, obtaining all necessary third-party permissions and approvals, including without limitation filing any and all necessary registrations and bonds. Twitch has the right to remove your promotion from the Twitch services if Twitch reasonably believes that your promotion does not comply with the terms of service or applicable law. Someone recently leaked Russian attack plans on a Minecraft mod Discord. Jesus, what? Why there? 3. Twitch is not responsible for and does not endorse or support any such promotions. You may not indicate that Twitch is a sponsor or co-sponsor of the promotion. And 4. You will display or read the following disclaimer when promoting, administering, or conducting a promotion. This is a promotion by your name here. Twitch does not sponsor or endorse this promotion and is not responsible for it. You can do promotional events on Twitch. Twitch has nothing to do with it. They're just hosting the video that you're streaming. The Discord was called Thug Shaker Central. Huh. E. Political activity. Subject to these terms of service and the community guidelines, you may share your political opinions, participate in political activity, provide links to a political committee's official website, including the contribution page of a political committee, and solicit viewers to make contributions directly to a political committee. You agree, however, that these activities are entirely your own. Moreover, by engaging in these activities, you represent and warrant that you are eligible to engage in them under applicable law, and that you will abide by all relevant laws and regulations while doing so. You agree not to solicit the use or use of any Twitch monetization or use... You agree not to solicit the use of or use any Twitch monetization tool, for instance bits or subscriptions, for the purpose of making or delivering a contribution to a candidate, candidates committee, political action committee, ballot committee, or any other campaign committee, or otherwise for the purpose of influencing any election. Candidates for political office are not eligible to use any Twitch monetization tool on their channels. Good news! I am allowed to continue being political on my stream! Such amazing political hardline statements such as, I'm gay, and I think capitalism sucks. I can continue doing that by the terms of service, and they can't ban me for it. Yippee! Number 9. Branded content. Twitch recognizes that some users collaborate with brands and may publish branded content, which is any user content featuring, using, discussing, or promoting products, services, or specific content in exchange for something of value, such as being paid or provided with goods or services. Branded content includes, without limitation, paid product placements, endorsements, and sponsorships. Twitch allows you to publish branded content using the Twitch services provided that your branded content complies with these terms of service and applicable law. If you choose to publish branded content on the Twitch services, you agree to use Twitch's branded content tool, which provides a written disclosure to viewers that your livestream contains branded content. There's like a checkbox now in like OBS and when you're going live on Twitch and stuff, that you have to check if you are doing a paid promotion on your stream, or if your stream otherwise contains explicitly branded content that you are being reimbursed for in some way or another. You have to check that box. If you don't, you can get in trouble. Your account can get got. You gotta do it. In addition, you agree that you are solely responsible for ensuring that your branded content complies with any and all applicable advertising laws, regulations, and guidelines, including without limitation, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission's guidelines, heretofore known as the Advertising Guidelines. For example, if you've been paid or provided with free products in exchange for discussing or promoting a product or service through the Twitch services, or if you are an employee of a company and you discussion or promote that company's products or services through the Twitch services, you agree to comply with the advertising guidelines requirements for disclosing such relationships to indicate the commercial nature of the branded content. I'm trying so fucking hard not to laugh while this fucking song plays. I was so tempted to just go, "Your wild heart glitters," when the lyrics came up, but I couldn't remember when they were gonna happen. Remember, if you're being paid for shit on Twitch, terms and conditions do apply.
Prohibited content.
You agree not to violate any law, contract, intellectual property, or other third-party right, not to commit a tort, and that you are solely responsible for your conduct while on the Twitch services. Remember, if you do anything on Twitch, it's your fault. You agree that you will comply with these terms of service and Twitch's community guidelines. And will not, 1. Create, upload, transmit, distribute, or store any Your Wild Heart Glitters! Or store any content that is inaccurate, unlawful, infringing, defamatory, obscene, pornographic, invasive of privacy or publicity rights, harassing, threatening, abusive, inflammatory, or otherwise objectionable. 2. Impersonate any person or entity, falsely claim an affiliation with any person or entity, access the Twitch services accounts of others without permission, forge another person's digital signature, misrepresent the source, identity, or content of information transmitted via the Twitch services, or perform any other similar fraudulent activity. 3. Right? 3, yeah. Send junk mail or spam to users of the Twitch services, including without limitation unsolicited advertising, promotional materials, or other solicitation material, bulk mailing of commercial advertising, chain mail, informational announcements, charity requests, petitions for signatures, or any of the preceding things related to promotional giveaways such as raffles and contests, and other similar activities. But it is fine, of course, to use the built-in Twitch service that lets you send, like, messages to your subscribers through, like, an email type of thing, which is, like, a thing, apparently. And it is okay, of course, to have a gift sub given to you, so that this person you've never listened to can send you things like that. Say, for instance, a Minecraft YouTuber on Twitch telling you how special you are and how cool you are and how much you're so cool for enjoying watching their stuff, because someone gifted you a gift sub to them, not speaking from personal experience or anything. 4. Harvest or collect email addresses or other contact information of other users from the Twitch services. 5. Defame, harass, abuse, threaten, or defraud users of the Twitch services, or collect or attempt to collect personal information about users or third parties without their consent. Only had that happen once. It was very weird. It's a weird, very old feature of Twitch. Did that happen to me? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is still for the DOS game? No, this is now the Twitch terms of services. 6. Delete, remove, circumvent, disable, damage, or otherwise interfere with security-related features of the Twitch services or user content, features that prevent or restrict use of copying or of any content accessible through the Twitch services, features that enforce limitations on the use of the Twitch services or user content, or the copyright of other proprietary rights notices on the Twitch services or user content.
7.
Also, yeah, post your fucking targets in chat, let's go. Reverse engineer, decompile, disassemble, or otherwise attempt to discover the source code of the Twitch services or any part thereof, except and only to the extent that this activity is expressly permitted by the law of your jurisdiction of residence. 8. Modify, adapt, translate, or create derivative works based upon the Twitch services or any part thereof, except and only to the extent that such activity is expressly permitted by applicable law, notwithstanding this limitation. Thank you, Violet Bear, for that brand new sub. Much appreciated. I took a drink of water. 9. Interfere with or damage the operation of the Twitch services or any user's enjoyment of them by any means, including uploading or otherwise disseminating viruses, adware, spyware, worms, or other malicious code. 10. Relay email from a third party's mail servers without permission of that third party. 11. Access any website, server, software application, or other computer resources owned, used, and or licensed by Twitch, including but not limited to the Twitch services, by means of any robot, spider, Yahoo! Scraper, crawler, or other automated means for any purpose, or bypass any measures Twitch may use to prevent or restrict access to any website, server, software application, or other computer resources owned, used, and or licensed by Twitch, including but not limited to Twitch services. Again, a long way of saying, don't hack our shit. 12. Manipulate identifiers in order to disguise the origin of any user content transmitted through the Twitch services. 13. Interfere with or disrupt the Twitch services or server network connected to the Twitch services, or disobey any requirements, procedures, policies, or regulations of networks connected to the Twitch services. Use the Twitch services in any manner that could interfere with, disrupt, negatively affect, or inhibit other users from fully enjoying the Twitch services, or that could damage, disable, overburden, or impair the functioning of the Twitch service in any manner. 14. Use or attempt to use another user's account without authorization from that user and Twitch. Remember, account sharing on Twitch is technically allowed because that's how you get, like, you know, organizations doing a stream together or things like that. Or, like, you know, someone being like to a friend, okay, I give you permission to stream on my stream kind of thing. That's allowed, but also, you are responsible and you do have to give your consent for it. 15. Attempt to circumvent any content filtering techniques we employ, or attempt to access any service or area of the Twitch services that you are not authorized to access. Drink water, hang on. What does this have to do with anything? What, you mean the person singing the lyrics to the song? Do you not know the lyrics to Dire Dire Docks? It's the famous lyrics of the song. And it is really hard work stomping all these Goombas. I don't remember the rest, so I can't sing along, but it's the famous lyrics of Dire Dire Docks. Thank you, Arcade Worm, for the brand new sub. Much appreciated. 16. Attempt to indicate in any manner, without our prior written permission, that you have a relationship with us or that we have endorsed you or any products or services for any purposes. This stream is not sponsored by Twitch.tv. And 17. Use the Twitch services for any illegal purpose or in violation of any local, state, national, or international law or regulation, including without limitation laws governing intellectual property and other proprietary rights, data protection, and privacy. To the extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch takes no responsibility and assumes no liability for any user content or for any loss or damage resulting therefrom, nor is Twitch liable for any mistakes, defamation, slander, libel, omissions, falsehoods, obscenity, pornography, or profanity you may encounter when using the Twitch services. Your use of the Twitch services is at your own risk. Remember, you browse twitch.tv at your own risk. In addition, these rules do not create any private right or action on the part of any third party or any reasonable expectation that the Twitch services will not contain any content that is prohibited by such rules. Twitch is not liable for any statements or representations included in user content. Twitch does not endorse any user content, opinion, recommendation, or advice expressed therein, and to the extent permitted by applicable law. Twitch expressly disclaims any and all liability in connection with user content. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch reserves the right to remove, screen, or edit any user content posted or stored on the Twitch services at any time and without notice, including where such user content violates these terms of service or applicable law, aka, we can mute your stream for copyright at any time, among other things. If you see something scary, oh well, that's on the person that's streaming the scary, not on us. And you are solely responsible for creating backup copies of and replacing any user content you post or store on the Twitch services at your sole cost and expense. Any use of the Twitch services in violation of the foregoing violates these terms of service and may result in, among other things, termination or suspension of your rights to use the Twitch services. For residents of the Republic of Korea, if you live in Korea, read this. For residents of the European Union or the European Economic Area, United Kingdom, or Switzerland who are acting as a consumer, if you live in Europe, read this. 11. Simulcasting. When you are streaming live on the Twitch service, you may not simultaneously live stream or broadcast, heretofore referred to as simulcasting, on any other Twitch-like service, meaning any web-based network, platform, or service that supports live streaming or user-generated content without advanced written permission from Twitch. For clarity, you may simulcast on mobile-first services that support live streaming. This section does not apply to non-profit or government entities that are live streaming for non-commercial purposes. It is against TOS to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. User beware. I'm pretty sure this is a restriction they've had for a while, but they're making it, like, much more clear. And, like, much more direct. At the very least, it was very much like, you're encouraged not to do this, and if you had, like, a partner contract specifically, like, there were terms and conditions related to, like, doing broadcasts on other services. This is one of the newly added and, like, newly updated things, to the TOS, yeah. It's, to some extent, always been a thing. It is clarified and extended upon in this current version of the Terms of Service, yeah. Number 12. Advertisements. Twitch has the exclusive right to monetize the Twitch services, including without limitation, the exclusive right to sell, serve, and display advertisements on the Twitch services. Third-party advertising networks are not allowed to serve advertising through the Twitch services. However, you can publish branded content using the Twitch services as set forth in Section 9 above. You know affiliates who do or at least did that? Yeah, there are quite a few people who used to, like, do simulcasting because, like, they were an affiliate, and then for, like, after a certain point, Twitch was like, no, you can't do that if you're an affiliate. And then there are people that just weren't contracted on Twitch at all, like taking no money directly through Twitch, that were doing simulcasting. And then Twitch has gone, no, you can't do that either. So, there are quite a few people scrambling, and there are quite a few people going, okay, fucking whatever, I'm gonna keep doing this. If they enforce this, they can ban me, whatever, I'm still going on YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna narc on anyone, but I know at least a couple people who do that, and the attitude is, well, if they somehow decide they want to actually enforce this, I'm already good, so. 13. Yeah, I agree that it's a weird bluff to call. 13. Respecting copyright. Twitch respects the intellectual property of others and follows the requirements set forth in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA, and other applicable laws. If you are the copyright owner or agent thereof and believe that content posted on the Twitch services infringes upon your copyright, please submit a notice following our DMCA guidelines, which include further information about our policies, what to include in your notice, and where to submit your notice. Number 14. Trademarks. Twitch, the Twitch logos, and any other products or service name, logo, or slogan used by Twitch, and the look and feel of the Twitch services, including all page headers, custom graphics, button icons, and scripts, are trademarks or trade dress of Twitch, and may not be used in whole or in part in connection with any product or service that is not Twitch's, in any manner that is likely to cause confusion among customers, or in any manner that disparages or discredits Twitch without our prior written permission. Any use of these trademarks must be in accordance with the Twitch trademark guidelines. Any other trademarks referenced in the Twitch services are the property of their respecting owners. Reference on the Twitch services to any products, services, processes, or other information by trade name, trademark, manufacturer, supplier, or otherwise does not constitute or imply endorsement, sponsorship, or recommendation thereof by us or any other affiliation. It's not even you can say Twitch is shit if they tell you that's okay. It's like, you... My understanding is basically, like, you're not allowed to go, like, yeah, here's the Twitch logo, and I drew, like, X's over eyes for it, and, like, shot a gun at it, and gave it a big penis or whatever kind of thing. Like, they're not saying you cannot at any point say bad things about Twitch. Otherwise, 80% of Twitch's user base would not be able to use the website. Third-party content. In addition to the user content, that low, I'm lowballing it. I'm lowballing it. In addition to the user content, Twitch may provide other third-party content on the Twitch services. Collectively, the third-party content. Twitch does not control or endorse any third-party content and makes no representation or warranties of any kind regarding the third-party content, including without limitation regarding its accuracy or completeness. Please be aware that we do not create third-party content, update, or monitor it because it's third-party content made by a third party. Therefore, to the extent permitted by applicable law, we are not responsible for any third-party content on the Twitch services. You are responsible for deciding if you want to access or use third-party websites or applications that link from the Twitch services, heretofore known as the reference sites. Twitch does not control or endorse any such reference sites, or the information, materials, products, or services contained on or accessible through reference sites, and makes no representations or warranties of any kind regarding the reference sites. In addition, your correspondence or business dealings with or participation in promotions of advertisers found on or through the Twitch services are solely between you and such advertiser. Access and use of reference sites, including the information, materials, products, and services on or available through reference sites, is solely at your own risk. Idea submission. By submitting ideas, suggestions, documents, and/or proposals, heretofore known as the submissions, to Twitch or its employees, you acknowledge and agree that Twitch shall be entitled to use or disclose such submissions for any purpose in any way without providing compensation or credit to you. Number 17.
Termination.
You may terminate your license to use the Twitch services and this Terms of Service agreement at your discretion at any time by ceasing to use the Twitch services. Or, if you're a registered user, by deleting your Twitch account. For residents of the European Union, etc., 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 if you live in the UK, or if you live in Europe, or you live in Switzerland, you should read this. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch reserves the right, without notice and in our sole discretion, to stop providing the services or any features to you, or to users generally. To terminate this Terms of Service agreement with you, to terminate your license to use the Twitch services, including to post certain user content, and to block or prevent your future access to and use of the Twitch services for any reason, including without limitation if A, your use of the Twitch services violates these terms of service or applicable law. This is the theme of them terminating your account. B, you fraudulently use or misuse the Twitch services, or C, we are unable to continue providing the Twitch services to you due to technical or legitimate business reasons. Now, if only they actually listened to suggestions. Yeah, that'd be the day. Our right to terminate our services, this agreement, and your license includes the ability to terminate or to suspend your account access to any purchased products or services, including any subscriptions, Prime Gaming, or Turbo accounts. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, your only remedy with respect to any dissatisfaction with the Twitch services, any terms of these terms of service, any policy or practice of Twitch or operating the Twitch services, or any content or information transmitted through the Twitch services, is to terminate your account and to discontinue use of any and all parts of the Twitch services. If you don't like the way the service goes, the only recourse you really have legally is to stop using it. For residents of the Republic of Korea and for residents of the European Union, etc., 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 read this. It's applicable to you if that applies to you. Number 18. Disputes. Damn, we're already almost done this. A. Indemnification. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, you agree to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless Twitch, its affiliated companies, and each of our respective contractors, employees, officers, directors, agents, third-party suppliers, licensors, and partners, individually and collectively the Twitch parties, from any claims, losses, damages, demands, expenses, costs, and liabilities, including legal fees and expenses arising out of or related to your access, use, or misuse of the Twitch services, any user content you post, store, or otherwise transmit in or through the Twitch services, your violation of the rights of any third party, any violation by you of these terms of service, or any breach of the representations, warranties, and covenants made by you herein. This is basically just saying, if you break the terms of service, you probably can't just take us to court over it. But the wording of, you agree to defend and hold harmless Twitch, is really funny, because I'm imagining someone suing Twitch for some reason, and suddenly a bunch of people that use the website are drafted in the legal war. Here is your shining cuirass and sword. Begin fighting. You agree to promptly notify the Twitch parties of any third-party claim, and Twitch reserves the right at your expense to assume the exclusive defense and control of any matter for which you are required to indemnify Twitch, and you agree to cooperate with Twitch's defense of these claims. Twitch will use reasonable efforts to notify you of any such claim, action, or proceeding upon becoming aware of it. B. Disclaimers. No warranties. Number 1. No warranties. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, and except as stated in subsection 2 below. A. The Twitch services and the content and materials contained therein are provided on an as-is basis, without warranties of any kind, either express or implied, except as expressly provided to the contrary in writing by Twitch. Really good music for this, by the way. B. The Twitch parties disclaim all other warranties, statutory, express, or implied, including but not limited to the implied warranties of merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, title, and non-infringement as to the Twitch services, including any information, content, or materials contained therein. C. Twitch does not represent or warrant that the content or materials on the Twitch services are accurate, complete, reliable, current, or error-free. D. Twitch is not responsible for typographical errors or omissions relating to text or photography. If there's a typo, too bad. And E. While Twitch attempts to make your access and use of the services, or our servers... While Twitch attempts to make your access and use of the Twitch services safe, Twitch cannot and does not represent or warrant that the Twitch services or our servers are free of viruses or other harmful components, and therefore you should use industry-recognized software to detect and disinfect viruses from any download. No advice or information, whether oral or written, obtained by you from Twitch or through the Twitch services will create any warranty not expressly stated herein. Number Number 2. EU, EEA, UK, CH warranty rights. Again, read these if you live in one of these regions. C. Limitations of liability and damage. 1. Limitation of liability. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, A. In no event shall Twitch or the Twitch parties be liable for any direct, special, indirect, or consequential damages, or any other damages of any kind, including but not limited to loss of use, loss of profits, or loss of data, whether in an action, in contract, tort, including but not limited to negligence, or otherwise arising out of or in any way connected with the use of or inability to use the Twitch services. The content or the materials, including without limitation any damages caused by or resulting from reliance on any information obtained from Twitch, or that result from mistakes, omissions, interruptions, deletion of files or email, errors, defects, viruses, delays in operation or transmission, or any failure of performance, whether or not resulting from acts of God, communication failure, theft, destruction, or unauthorized access to Twitch's records, programs, or services. If God Almighty himself comes down from on high and fucks up our services, we are not legally liable. And B. In no event shall the aggregate liability of Twitch, whether in contract, warranty, tort, including negligence, whether active, passive, or imputed, product liability, strict liability, or other theory arising out of or relating to the use of or inability to use the Twitch services exceed the amount paid by you, if any, for accessing the Twitch services during the 12 months immediately preceding the date of the claim, or $100, whichever is greater. To the extent that the applicable law prohibits limitation of such liability, Twitch shall limit its liability to the full extent allowed by applicable law. To the extent required by applicable law, nothing in these terms shall restrict our liability for death or personal injuries caused by Twitch, for damages caused by Twitch's fraud, willful misconduct, or gross negligence, and for other losses that may be excluded or limited by applicable law. 2. Reference sites. These limitations of liability also apply with respect to damages incurred by you by reason of any products or services sold or provided on any reference sites or otherwise by third parties other than Twitch, and received through or advertised on the Twitch services or received through any reference sites. Number 3. Basis of the bargain. Basis of the bargain sounds like the name of a fucking Guilty Gear character's musical theme. You acknowledge and agree that Twitch has offered the Twitch services, user content, materials, and other content and information, set its prices, and entered into these terms of service in reliance upon the warranty disclaimers and limitations of liability set forth herein, that the warranty disclaimers and limitations of liability set forth herein reflect a reasonable and fair allocation of risk between you and Twitch, and that the warranty disclaimers and limitations of liability set forth herein form an essential basis of the bargain between you and Twitch. Twitch would not be able to provide the Twitch services to you on an economically reasonable basis without these limitations. This is the theme of, like, a lawyer that works for the same government organization as Gold Lewis. The lawyer character is, like, a fucking sorcerer. And they've got, like, holographic eye projections floating around them. And they walk in and they're just like, "Have a seat. I'm here to discuss legal liability with you." D. Applicable law and venue. Number 1. To the fullest extent permitted by applicable law, you and Twitch agree that if you are a subscribing organization, or a consumer resident of a jurisdiction other than those in 2 and 3 below, the following governing law and arbitration provision applies. Please read the following carefully, because it requires you to arbitrate disputes with Twitch and limits the manner in which you can seek relief from Twitch. A. You and Twitch agree to arbitrate any dispute arising from these terms of service or your use of the Twitch services, except that you and Twitch are not required to arbitrate any dispute in which either party seeks equitable and other relief from the alleged unlawful use of copyrights, trademarks, trade names, logos, trade secrets, or patents. Arbitration? Theme of arbitration, I guess. Arbitration prevents you from suing in court or from having a jury trial. You and Twitch agree that you will notify each other in writing of any dispute within 30 days of when it arises. Notice to Twitch shall be sent to Twitch Interactive Incorporated, Attention Legal, 350 Bush Street, 2nd floor, San Francisco, California, 94104. You and Twitch further agree to attempt informal resolution prior to any demand for arbitration. Then any arbitration will occur in Santa Clara County, California. That arbitration will be conducted confidentially by a single arbitrator in accordance with the rules of jams. Good news to anyone who was really hoping to hear about jams in the Disney one. And that the state of federal courts in Santa Clara County, California have exclusive jurisdiction over any appeals of an arbitration award and over any suit between the parties not subject to arbitration. Other than class procedures and remedies discussed below, the arbitrator has the authority to grant any remedy that would otherwise be available in court. On the inside! On the inside! Any dispute between the parties will be governed by the agreement and the laws of the state of California and applicable United States law, without giving effect any conflict of laws principles that may provide for the application of the law of another jurisdiction. C. Whether the dispute is heard in arbitration or in court, you and Twitch will not commence against the others a class action, class arbitration, or other representative action or proceeding. 2. For residents of the European Union, etc., etc., if you live in Europe, you should read that. 3. If you are a resident in any jurisdiction other than those named in 2, in which the arbitration provision in the section 1A above is found to be unenforceable, which I think includes Quebec, so I'm going to read this just in case, then any disputes, claims, or causes of action arising out of or in connection with these terms of service shall be brought and resolved by the state or federal courts in San Francisco County, California, or if required by applicable law. Then by competent civil courts within your jurisdiction of residence. If the governing law provision in 1B is found to be unenforceable, then the laws of your jurisdiction of residence shall govern. E. Claims. Let's claim. To the extent permitted by applicable law, you and Twitch agree that any cause of action arising out of or related to the Twitch services must commence within 1 year after the cause of action accrues. Otherwise, such cause of action is permanently barred. 19. Miscellaneous. A. Waiver. On the inside! On the inside! If we fail to exercise or enforce any right or provision of these terms of service, it will not constitute a waiver of such right or provision. Any waiver of any provision of these terms of service will be effective only if in writing and signed by the relevant party. B. Severability. If any provision of these terms of service is held to be unlawful, void, or for any reason, unenforceable, then that provision will be limited or eliminated from these terms of service to the minimum extent necessary and will not affect the validity and enforcement of any remaining provisions. If some shit sucks, it's out of here. The rest of it applies though, sorry. C. Assignment. To the extent permitted by applicable law, these terms of service will give you homework. And any rights and licenses granted hereunder may not be transferred or assigned by you, but may be assigned by Twitch, without restriction. Any assignment attempted to be made in violation of this terms of service shall be void. D.
Survival.
Upon termination of these terms of service, any provisions which, by its nature or express terms, should survive.
Covenant and slum, and arbitrate in accordance with jam.
Thank you, Honest Tom's Discount Beef, for the resub. 27 months, much appreciated. Will survive such termination or expiration, including but not limited to Sections 7 through 10, 14, and 16 through 19. Entire argument. The terms of service, which incorporate the guidelines, is the entire agreement between you and Twitch relating to the subject matter herein and will not be modified except by a writing signed by authorized representatives of both parties, or, excuse me, by a change to these terms of service made by Twitch as set forth in Section 6 above. Number 20. Contact information. The Twitch services are offered by Twitch Interactive Incorporated, 350 Bush Street, 2nd floor, San Francisco, California, 94104, United States of America. If you are a California resident, you may have this same information emailed to you by sending a letter to the foregoing address with your email address and a request for this information. Twitch Interactive Incorporated is a company registered in the U.S. state of Delaware under file number 4221511. For questions or more information, please visit our help desk or write to us at the address above. Attention, customer support. Just got here, have I been reading a EULA for 3 hours? No! I've been reading 2 EULAs for 3 hours. The European Union Commission provides a platform for online dispute resolution at https://ec.europa.eu/consumers/ODR. Please note that Twitch is not obliged to participate in such dispute resolution. 21. Requests for information and how to serve a subpoena. Subpoenas. All requests for information or documents related to potential anticipated or current legal proceedings, investigations, or disputes must be made using the appropriate level of legal process and must be properly served to Twitch via the Corporation Service Company, or CSC, Twitch's national registered agent. Please find below the California address for CSC. The CSC office in your jurisdiction may be located through the Secretary of State's website. Twitch Interactive Incorporated, care of Corporation Service Company, 2710 Gateway Oaks Drive, Suite 150N, Sacramento, California, 95833. Please note that to the extent permitted by applicable law, Twitch does not accept requests for information or documents or service process via email or fax and will not respond to such requests. All requests must include the information you may have that will help us identify the relevant records, particularly the Twitch service at issue and the Twitch username at issue, e.g. http://twitch.tv/username, the specific user information requested, and its relationship to your investigation. Please also note that limiting your request to the relevant records, e.g. a limited time period, will facilitate efficient processing of your request. That's it. That's the terms of service. Now you know. Now you know. The rules for using Twitch as a website. Minus, of course, all the other links they link to that they want you to look at. But that's the newly updated Twitch TOS. The probably major and most important thing that applies to yonder average viewer is the new simulcasting rules. Remember, if they decide to enforce it, don't be simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And remember, if you saw someone simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube, considering the content of this stream, I'm not going to say anything that might legally indemnify me, but you know how I am. I'm not a snitch. But, you know, be advised, be aware, etc., etc. This stream is presented as is, and any and all information on either of these user agreements may be updated at any time and will not be reflected in this stream or in any recordings of this stream, and thus you must know to do your own research if you wish to be up to date with any new terms of service that may apply. I'm not sponsored by Twitch, or by Disney, or by Star Wars, or anything. I have no legal or incidental affiliation with either company other than the aforementioned fact that I am a contractor, technically, for Twitch, given that I am a Twitch partner. I am not a Twitch employee. Are there any other legal bases I have to cover? All copyright intended, I own nothing. I drink water. Remember, be safe, be smart, and be good at it, etc., etc. I worked as a contractor under Spamton. Technically true. I am not technically affiliated with Fangamer under any capacity other than as the capacity of a contractor for one specific piece of work that was commissioned. What else can I disclose? I was provided a free copy of Destiny 2, Lightfall, and all seasonal content by Twitch via Bungie, presumably. I got it through Twitch, not through Bungie. I paid no money for it. I was given it pro bono with no obligation to stream or to do anything with it, which thank God, because people don't really like watching it and I prefer to play it, not streaming it. I don't own Super Mario. I don't own Sonic Hedgehog. I don't own Bros. As much as I wish I did, I do not own Bros. I don't know who owns Bros. I don't know if anyone owns Bros. I do not own Star Wars. I am not an employee of Lucasfilm. I am personal friends with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he does protect me on the internet. But there was no legally binding relationship there. And that falls under user-generated content. I am not in any way officially affiliated, licensed with, contracted with, or sponsored by Peppa Pig or any of its affiliates. Am I friends with Dexter Jetster too?
Listen, what happens in Coruscant stays in Coruscant, buddy.
I will be playing Peppa Pig World Adventures for the Nintendo Switch on July 1st, 2023. That is a Saturday. I guess this is a funny enough place as any to officially announce that. Is this stream sponsored by bombs? No. No. I have no legal relation to Roblox, Super Bomb Survival, Polyhex, or any intellectual property or developers therefore of. I do not own anything. I own nothing. I have nothing. I live in a black void. It's nice here. This stream is not affiliated with Spiders. This is provided as a public service. Story of Spiders is not legally liable should you experience the events of any Spider-Man comic, movie, story, video game, or other experience. I live in a house. I am human. I am normal. Everything I say reflects the opinions of my employer because I am self-employed. I'm hot as fuck and anyone loves me. I have skin. I have lungs. I breathe poorly. I can jump up and down, but I'm under no obligation to. I will go there. I could go there. I might go there. You have to be careful. Please watch out. It's coming. It's coming. It's happening. It's coming. Oh, fucking Gur's going live at 6. I thought he was going live earlier today. Fuck. I've been stalling this whole time because I wanted to raid Gur. He's not going live for like another 2 hours.
You are sponsored by me.
That's not how tipping works, but I appreciate the tip all the same. Thank you very much. I'm not stalling for 2 more hours. I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I have things to do, I have to fucking contact my bank about something. Something unrelated to stream, but I still gotta do it. This stream is legally, officially, and genuinely sponsored by the baby rabbit living in my backyard. It pays me in grass and farts. It's quite cool. We do have fan art. We do have fan art. Hang the fuck on. We do have fan art. One of which is Emperor Palpatine.
You need surgery on all of your bones. What's good, homeboy? Let me remove all of your skin.
Fucking awesome. Thank you. And this one here from Teffy. Now everyone knows I'm coughing. Also fucking awesome. Thank you. That is the end of stream. I'm stopping her here. I'm getting out while the getting out is good. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I don't know why these streams are so goddamn fun to me, but they sure are, and I'm glad you all presumably had a good time too. Thank you for all the very generous support today, all the subs, all the tips, all of that. Your support is always very, very greatly appreciated. Always remember, these streams would not be what they are without the very generous support of viewers like you. Thank you for all the follows we had today, all the new folks who stopped on by. Thank you again for all the wonderful fan art, and thank you all so much for tuning in. You know, no matter whether you're watching this live or checking out the VOD, sitting through the whole thing, just catching a bit, jumping in at the start, only here at the end, chatting in the chat, or keeping to yourself lurking, no matter when, where, or how you watch these streams, it is always wonderful to have you here. So thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. We are gonna raid my friend Ellie. Ellie Spectacular, who you may know from, a number of things, quite frankly. Go check her out. She does cool stuff. You may, at some point, in the relatively near, undecided on exact date future, see me on one of her streams. Smile. Look forward to that. I don't know how much has been publicly said, so I won't say much of anything, but, hey. Look forward to that eventually. I'll be live again tomorrow, around 6 Eastern. Puz and I are coming back for more Yakuza 0, which I'm real hungry for. And a special stream on Saturday with Puz and also with my friends Frankie and Bugs. Later than my usual, around 8 Eastern. We're gonna check out a bunch of VODs from Summer Games Fest, and we're gonna talk over some video game trailers and announcements and stuff. I think that'll be a fun time. Maybe I'll see you then. Or maybe I'll see you around some other time, but no matter what happens before we head off, I'd just like to say, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and taking care of the folks around you. And I hope we see you again soon. Bye-bye!